This page is the vibrant cover of Dorimaga magazine from January 31, 2003. Gracing the cover is the unmistakable Kasumi from Dead or Alive Stream Beach Volleyball, a major feature inside that highlights the growing momentum of the Xbox console. The main headline is a big prediction for the 2003 game industry, featuring insights from various gaming magazine editors on what the year will hold. Inside, readers are treated to early experiences with highly anticipated titles like F-Zero, likely relating to the GameCube or arcade versions, and Virtua Cop 3. It is also a guide to enjoying Xbox Live, which was a hot topic at the time. The issue spans multiple platforms, covering PlayStation 2 hits such as Zone of the Enders, the second runner, known as Anubis in Japan, Sakura Wars to Hot-Blooded Tears, Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution, Star Ocean, Till the End of Time, Super Robot Wars Alpha 2, and Dynasty Warriors 4, as well as the intense shooter Dodonpachi Daiyuju. A significant scoop is a thorough look at the new Game Boy Advance SP hardware, revealing a special Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced Color variant. The magazine also includes a feature on the best games of 2002 and covers PC titles like Wind, A Breath of Heart, Snow, and Moonlight Destiny. It's packed with content looking both back at the past year and forward into the exciting future of gaming. This page features the House of the Dead 3 for the Xbox, presented alongside the House of the Dead 2. This release on the Xbox is the latest entry in the popular Light Gun series, boasting enhanced graphics and Dolby Digital 5.1 sound unique to the console version. The highlight of the House of the Dead 3 is the powerful shotgun weapon, which allows for clearing hordes of zombies with satisfying force. Included in this package is the classic House of the Dead 2, bringing the total package to deliver terror for the third time. The game is a gun-shooting genre title supporting 1 to 2 players. It supports HD TV, Dolby Digital 5.1 surround sound, and is compatible with the Gilmosha light gun. It was available for 6,800 yen excluding tax. This page features the puzzle game Puyo Puyo Sun, available for the PlayStation. This is a widely known competitive puzzle game, being offered at an affordable price of 2,800 yen, excluding tax. The release boasts a large variety of game modes. The page includes vibrant artwork of the main characters like Ardal and Carbuncle, alongside screenshots demonstrating the classic Puyo Puyo gameplay, with chains and character interactions, as well as dialogue scenes. The genre is listed as puzzle, supporting 1 to 2 players. This release highlights Puyo Puyo Sun, making a return at a budget price. This page is a vibrant promotional image for the game Dead or Alive Stream Beach Volleyball. The focus is on one of the series' popular characters, depicted relaxing by a pool in tropical surroundings, capturing the game's leisurely atmosphere. The title, Dead or Alive Stream Beach Volleyball, is prominently displayed at the bottom. The top left corner includes the developer's logo and name, Team Ninja, along with a small Japanese message translating to those who fight, a clever reference to the fighting game origins of the characters featured in this spin-off. It's a clear showcase of the game's aesthetic and theme. This page continues the vibrant promotion for Dead or Alive Stream Beach Volleyball. The main focus is on a collection of playing cards featuring the game's popular characters in various swimsuits, highlighted as a first-come, first-served bonus. Titled the Endless Summer Happy Trump Cards, these are presented as the third volume in a series of limited quantity incentives. Other bonuses mentioned include a DOAX special photo booklet as the first volume reservation bonus, and a Team Ninja newly drawn poster as the second volume. The page clearly states that quantities are limited for all these special items, emphasizing the first-come, first-served nature. The game itself is listed as an Xbox-exclusive sports title, set to release on January 23, 2003. With a standard price of 7,800 yen before tax. Technical features like HD TV and Dolby Digital 5.1 chain support are also noted. The game has received an Excellence Award at the Successor Game Awards Future Division, indicating recognition even before release. This page serves as a strong final push for the game, showcasing the appealing character art and highlighting the collectible bonuses for early buyers. This page features an advertisement for Yahoo! B-Flat, promoting their broadband AdSerl service. The main visual is a metallic can overflowing with speech bubbles, all centered around the theme of who die, which means all you can use. The ad highlights various benefits, including a maximum of 2 months, completely free service, free usage fees for the ADSL line, 0 yen for modem rental, and BB phone call Hudai, suggesting unlimited calls via their VoIP service. A prominent label on the can emphasizes all 0 yen for the campaign period from December 1, 2002 to January 31, 2003. The advertisement proudly declares Yahoo! B-flat as the #1 ADSL provider. This is a pretty standard broadband push for the era, trying to get people hooked with free trials and zero costs up front, which was a common tactic as ADSL competition heated up. There's some fine print at the bottom detailing terms and conditions, as you'd expect with offers like this. This page is an advertisement for Yahoo! B-flat broadband services, pushing their internet offering with free trial periods for ADSL and BB phone, essential for online gaming back then. This page is an advertisement for the tactical action game Muzzle Flash on the Xbox, published by Victor Interactive Software. The page features a dramatic illustration of a soldier, highlighting the game's focus on realistic combat. It promotes the game's expansive maps and immersive 5.1-channel surround sound, promising an unprecedented battlefield experience where players must sharpen their senses to track enemies. The game features diverse environments and gameplay elements like accounting for distance and tracking footprints. Muzzle Flash supports up to 8 players online via Xbox Live, including voice chat. It was released in early 2003. There's also a promotional campaign offering a chance to win Tokyo Marui airsoft guns when purchasing the game. This page is the table of contents for the magazine, featuring the cover illustration of Dead or Alive Stream Beach Volleyball on Xbox. The contents highlight various features and game coverage. There's a special feature section covering topics like testing out the GBASP, a look at F-Zero, and an arcade report on Virtua Fighter 3. Other features include an industry forecast for 2003 by Game Magazine editors, and excitement around Xbox Live, questioning how voice chat will change gaming. There's a look back at the best games of 2002. The page also lists various game coverage categorized by console, including Dreamcast titles like Wind a Breath of Heart, PlayStation and PlayStation 2 games such as Guilty Gear X, Sakura Wars, Devil May Cry 2, and Shin Megami Tensei 2i. Xbox titles like Galaxy Angel and The House of the Dead 3 are mentioned. GameCube has titles like Sonic Adventure DX and Biohazard 2/3, Resident Evil. Game Boy Advance titles like Sonic Pinball Party and Dancing Sword Senku are present, alongside PC games like Snow and Tsukikage no Destiny. The arcade section lists Virtua Fighter 3. There are also sections for news, reviews, columns, and reader contributions. This page features the visual novel Wind a Breath of Heart for the Dreamcast, highlighted by an illustration of the main character, Minamo Ukawa, playing a harmonica. Below the title and tagline, A Breath of Heart, a section details the new elements included in this version. A new opening movie, a new opening song titled Flow, sung by Mikako Takahashi, the addition of a new scenario featuring the character Shikuen Kaze, extra endings and branching scenarios, completely redrawn CGS, compatibility with the VGA box, and a feature to turn individual character voices on or off. The game was scheduled for release on January 30, 2003, priced at 6,800 yen, excluding tax. The first run bonus included a paper figure of Minamo Ukawa. The main voice cast for the game is listed. Towards the bottom of the page, another Alchemist Dreamcast title, Princess Holiday, is teased as the third installment in their Dreamcast line, planned for a spring 2003 release. This page features Dorimaga topics, presenting the results of a large-scale user survey conducted with GameSpot Japan titled 2003 Grand Predictions, gathering input from over 39,000 gamers. Reporter Naomi Inui introduces the section, summarizing the survey's premise. The predictions cover various aspects of the gaming industry for 2003. One notable prediction was whether Sega would release more Dreamcast software given user demand. A majority believed this would happen. Another prediction discussed the possibility of a smaller Xbox being announced, but the majority voted against it. Regarding console pricing, users predicted price cuts for the 3 major consoles around E3, and interestingly, a slight majority anticipated a new, next-generation console announcement within the year. Fans speculated on game releases, with a prediction that since Final Fantasy, Crystal Chronicles was announced for GameCube, Dragon Quest would also see a release on the platform, a notion that received near-equal support for yes and no. There was also doubt on whether any game would reach 1 million units sold in 2003. Predictions also touched on adult-rated Dreamcast titles potentially reaching over 30 releases, which a slight majority thought was likely. Other unique predictions from users ranged from a Shenmue 3 release to a Dragon Quest Hollywood movie. The page effectively captures the community's hopes and skepticism for the upcoming year. This page covers two major topics related to popular series and events. The first section is a report on the New Year's event for the Sakura Wars series. This included the series' first performance in Osaka, as part of a 7-day, 11-performance run that was nearly sold out. The show featured singing, dancing, and guest appearances, running for 3 hours. There was also an announcement for a summer show. Coverage includes details on a signing event with Chisa Yokoyama, who voices Sakura Shinguji, and a segment featuring Barumcho Takeda from the Dandy Troupe. The atmosphere was vibrant, with costumed fans participating in greetings with the cast. The second topic focuses on the release of a drama and BGM album for the Whistle May series, based on the popular soccer manga. The album, titled Original Sounds and Unforgettable, contains music and drama tracks from the anime adaptation. The report highlights Minako Komukai, the voice actress for the protagonist Sho Kazamatsuri, discussing her experience taking on her first lead voice acting role. It includes insights from interviews with her and other voice actors like Takuya Mizuno and Hidefumi Kimura about the recording process and the album's content, which covers material up to the anime's final episode. The anime's broadcast schedule is also provided. This page features a look at the Sakura Wars New Year's show, Edo Chapter 4, The Great Commotion at the Longhouse, which follows the previous page's coverage of the series. This performance saw the flower division getting caught up in a lively commotion while visiting Edo Asakusa, dressed as the 7 lucky gods. The report details the plot elements, including characters searching for work to pay for medical treatment and interactions within the Longhouse. The show featured a mix of acting and energetic performances, including musical numbers like a medley of hit songs and the iconic Gikite during the encore. There was also a range of limited merchandise available at the venue. Additionally, the page includes a profile on Chisato Morishita, known for her work as the image girl for Sega's Sega Mobile Friends. She reveals her passion for gaming, citing titles like Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney 2, and Sister Princess as favorites, praising the graphics and character designs. She mentions enjoying various arcade games, hinting at titles like Virtua Fighter or Virtua Cop, and her past appearances at Sega's AM Show and Tokyo Joyopolis. The segment also briefly notes an upcoming video release event for her. This page features an emergency report on the newly announced Game Boy Advance SP, set to release on February 14th for 12,500 yen. This is the much-anticipated new version of the GBA, boasting a brighter screen and a built-in rechargeable battery, finally ditching the need for batteries. The design is a sleek, foldable clamshell, making it incredibly compact and easy to slip into a pocket, a major improvement over the original Gegba's form factor. The report highlights the most impressive change. The screen is significantly brighter thanks to a new front light system, solving one of the biggest complaints about the original GBA. They mention how great it is for playing anywhere, even in low light. The foldable design is also praised for protecting the screen. The system retains compatibility with all previous Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance games, which is fantastic news for existing owners. The article shows the system in 3 cool colors: Platinum Silver, Onyx Black, and Azurite Blue, noting the premium feel of the designs. Overall, the impressions are overwhelmingly positive, focusing on the enhanced usability and portability of this exciting new hardware. This page brings us an exciting scoop: the announcement of a limited edition Game Boy Advance SP bundle for Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. Releasing on the same day as the GBA SP itself, February 14th, this special package comes in a striking pearl white color, described as being inspired by the snowy world of the game. The bundle includes the highly anticipated Final Fantasy Tactics Advance game, the pearl white GBA SP console, an AC adapter, an exclusive premium strap featuring the game's logo, and a special carrying pouch. This comprehensive set is priced at 18,300 yen, excluding tax. For fans eager to get their hands on this specific bundle, there's a crucial note: it's exclusively available nationwide at 7-Eleven stores and Ito-Yokado Group stores. They emphasize that quantities are limited, so pre-ordering is highly recommended. The article also touches upon the experience of playing Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, highlighting how beautiful the game looks on the GBA SP's new, bright screen. Furthermore, it reminds players that FFTA will soon be playable on their televisions via the GameCube's Game Boy Player accessory, set to release on March 21st. A small screenshot shows characters from the game, including dialogue from what appears to be Ritz commenting on Marche working with the clan. This limited bundle offers a fantastic way to dive into the world of Final Fantasy Tactics Advance on the enhanced GBA SP hardware. The Game Boy Advance SP is a redesigned, more compact version of the original GBA. Its clamshell design enhances portability and protects the screen, with a robust hinge drawing on Nintendo's experience. A crucial upgrade is the front-lit screen, offering improved visibility compared to the original's unlit display. The SP retains compatibility with nearly all Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games and accessories. However, games using motion sensors are incompatible due to the cartridge slot's orientation. The SP successfully delivers a portable design with an illuminated screen, while maintaining wide game compatibility. This page continues the discussion on the Game Boy Advance SP, focusing on its usability, power source, and connectivity. It details the familiar button layout carried over from the horizontal GBA and comments on the feel and placement of the buttons, including the L and R triggers. A significant upgrade highlighted is the built-in rechargeable lithium-ion battery, praised for its convenience and long playtimes, though noting the change means some older GBA battery accessories won't work. A minor point is that standard headphones now require a separate adapter plug, as there's no dedicated jack. The page also touches on Nintendo's plans to ship 2 million SP units globally by March. Finally, it introduces the Game Boy Player accessory for the Nintendo GameCube, fulfilling a long-held desire to play Game Boy Advance games on a TV, showing how it attaches, and mentioning screen adjustment options and controller choices, including a specific digital controller for a classic feel. This page delivers an exclusive scoop on the playable demo of Zero GC, later known as F-Zero GX internationally, that was featured at the Next Generation World Hobby Fair. The report details what attendees could experience: racing on 4 different courses using 4 vehicles, including the iconic Blue Falcon from the Super Famicom era. Both single races and 2-player split-screen versus modes were available. The reviewers share their impressions, noting that the sheer speed is initially overwhelming, feeling almost like a rally game where you need navigation help. However, they emphasize that once your eyes adjust and you learn the tracks, the game's true depth and fun emerge. They describe it as a significant evolution in racing games, highlighting the unique feel and the satisfaction of chaining together acceleration boosts. Producer Toshihiro Nagoshi himself is shown discussing the game, promising a much larger amount of content in the final retail version, which is exciting news. The report also confirms plans for 4-player support and different split-screen options in the finished game. This preview paints a picture of a lightning-fast, challenging, and ultimately rewarding racing experience. The next page delves further into the F-Zero GX demo shown at the Next Generation World Hobby Fair, featuring insights directly from producer Toshihiro Nagoshi. He highlights the renewed parameters for the 4 machines available in the demo, making them feel more distinct. The sheer speed is emphasized, reaching over 2,000 kilometers per hour, running on a real-scale 90-meter-wide course. This is the first F-Zero game with fully polygonal 3D courses, and Nagoshi points out the striking forest course and a surprising elevated tube section on a flat course as examples. The classic Mute City course is also reborn with an oriental feel, being the first course designed for the game. Nagoshi discusses the game's balance, feeling like classic F-Zero, but with a Sega touch, including nods to older games. He's eager for players to experience the demo and provide feedback, offering tips like learning the courses, mastering dash plates, using controls during jumps, and staying on track. He promises that the retail version will offer even more content that will surprise players. The event showcasing this demo is announced to be held in 4 locations across Japan, starting in Osaka. The individuality of the rival pilots' driving styles is also noted. This page dives deep into the return of a classic light gun series, Virtua Cop 3, making its debut in arcades after an 8-year hiatus. Developed by Sega 2, this latest installment runs on the advanced Chihiro arcade board, promising a significant leap in graphics and presentation. The article highlights key new features, including the Ancients mode and the ability to switch between different weapons. Previously, players were limited to their standard pistol, but Virtua Cop 3 introduces the Guardian 2 9-shot automatic as the standard weapon, and allows players to pick up and switch to special weapons found during gameplay, adding a new strategic layer. Screenshots showcase the action-packed gameplay, and the new herd elements related to the Skis mode and weapons. Character profiles introduce the returning officers, including Michael Rage Hardy, described as relying on instinct rather than thought. The page also includes an interview with producer Shinji Ooe, who talks about the project's origins following the conclusion of Shenmue development. The anticipation for this long-awaited sequel is palpable, with the game promising a fresh experience while staying true to the series' roots. Virtua Cop 3 introduces the Exceeding Sense mode, activated by a pedal, slowing time for strategic targeting. This gauge-based system is refilled by defeating enemies. Related to this is the Ecli attack, triggered in certain situations, unleashing powerful attacks. The game features two playable characters, James, Smarty Cools and Rage, contrasting personalities, and Janet T. Marshall, a supporting operator. Producer Shinji Ooe discusses the game's development on the Chihiro board for enhanced graphics and destructible environments. The game features both original and new characters. While an Xbox port is possible, the arcade version's story is just the beginning. Busho invites both veterans and new players, highlighting the game's intuitive controls and advancements. A magazine is running a New Year Super Great Present Festival, a gift campaign in collaboration with game companies. 3 gift sets are offered. Set number 11, the Hitmaker Select Item Set, includes merchandise from games like Crazy Taxi 3 and Cybertroopers Virtualon, awarded to 1 winner. Set number 12 and 13, the Sonic Team Set, features signed Phantasy Star Online Quo and Web Money cards for 3 total winners. Set number 14, the Koei Software Set, includes 6 strategy simulation games like Steel Horizon and Dynasty Warriors. 4. Empires for 1 winner. Readers enter by sending postcards using entry tickets from the magazine, with the top 3 companies featured later. The deadline is February 28, 2003, and reporter Naomi Inouye is involved. This page continues the magazine's New Year gift campaign, showcasing more fantastic prizes for readers. From Tecmo, you have the chance to win a limited tapestry set featuring the popular female characters from Dead or Alive's Stream Beach Volleyball, perfect for any fan's wall. They are also offering a giant pop display for Rygar, the legendary adventure, a spectacular action-adventure released in late 2002 for PlayStation 2. Taito presents a unique opportunity, a date with their public relations personality, Mu-chan, at their development center, along with an impressive consolation prize. This includes a set of 8 Densha to Go series games and controllers, celebrating the upcoming release of Densha to Go Professional 2. Smilebit is giving away a stylish Champion brand hoodie featuring the logo from the critically acclaimed Panzer Dragoon or Freita. There's also a chance to win a rare uniform from the Urawa Red Diamond soccer team, specifically the uniform worn by player Tadasuke Ike. Finally, you can enter to win original signed illustrations from Dreamaga's writers, including Samsung Yoshimatsu and Utsukiberu Sensei, where they reflect on the past year in gaming and their hopes for the future. Amusement Vision is offering a practical yet cool original stationery set for 3 winners. It's quite a diverse lineup of gifts from various game companies and magazine contributors. This page covers a range of news from late December 2002 and early January 2003, straight from the GameSpot news section. There's a brief mention in the talk section about Bandai's plans for a personal robot and a quirky reference to a time machine. A featured article highlights Spot, a wrist-worn information device shown at CES. On the gaming front, there's a promotional event for the online service Guru Onsen, detailing a tournament for both the PlayStation 2 and Dreamcast versions, with some fun prizes, including game sets like Shinobi, Eternal Arcadia Legends, and unique signed items. It even features a rather unusual compatibility consulting service with voice acting. Ultima Online fans get news about the game's 5th anniversary event, specifically highlighting upcoming features from the Age of Shadows expansion, such as interface improvements, a new continent, and a neat house design tool. Over in the world of racing, the Tokyo Auto Salon car show featured racing games, with coverage including Sega GT 2002 and Street Racing Syndicate arcade machines, and tournaments attracting car and game enthusiasts. Finally, major industry news broke concerning the planned merger between Square and Enix, with Square's founder publicly objecting to the proposed merger ratio. This significant development is discussed, noting the potential impact on the merger and the projected size and ranking of the planned Square Enix company in the industry. This page features a collection of gaming news and events from late January 2003. On the TV front, Microsoft's N.UD.E, Natural Ultimate Digital Experiment, for Xbox, an experimental AI communication doll project, is highlighted with its main character page, ASS, appearing on a TV show. There's also news about an event celebrating the release of Shin Megami Tensei 2 Eyes Nocturne on PS2, featuring talks, demo opportunities, and more, alongside a dark in-game screenshot. PC gamers get an update on Tokyo Stream Racer Online, with the announcement of its public beta service starting, showcasing both racing gameplay and customization menus and screenshots. Sega is promoting a pre-order campaign for major PS2 titles, focusing on Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution and Initial D Special Stage. The campaign offers interesting physical bonuses, including a multi-purpose bag with a VF4 logo and a phone holder inspired by Takumi Fujiwara's iconic car from Initial D. For Final Fantasy Shock fans, a dedicated information TV program called FFXI TV has launched on the CS channel BB, providing ongoing updates about the popular MMORPG. The page concludes with an event check, a section listing various upcoming events in the next couple of weeks, such as cosplay festivals, fan appreciation days, the large World Hobby Fair held in both Osaka and Tokyo, and a collector's market, along with mentions of store demo events for new titles. This Gaming News Roundup highlights several promotions and game releases. Sega's new Romania Porori Seishun for PS2 offers pre-order bonuses, including a chibi figure and real-world merchandise. Let's make a pro baseball team. 2 features baseball legend Katsuya Nomura in its promotional materials. Cool Shot. Yugawa Kaiko Professional Billiards for PS2, supervised by professional billiards player Kaiko Yugawa, is also covered. PC gamers can pre-order a limited edition Gundam Sotek Winbook Wii laptop with exclusive customizations. The page also features a weekly trend check column from GameSpot, noting popular website items like the Game Boy Advance SP, a web news ranking, and a mention of an upcoming Neo Romance event series. This page features a roundup of gaming news and events. It highlights a pre-order bonus for the PS2 title Sakura Wars in Hot Blood, offering exclusive pin badges when ordered through the Red Store. Sega is participating in the upcoming Next Generation World Hobby Fair, where attendees can try out Sonic Advance 2 and Super Monkey Ball 2, with tournaments planned and a gift area featuring Pokemon. Broccoli is promoting 3 major events centered around the Daiji Chariot IP, scheduled for early 2003s, including festivals and a concert featuring voice actors. MetroWorks has announced a new, accessible development kit bundle for the Nintendo GameCube, the Code Warrior for Nintendo GameCube TDEV Handle Bundle, aimed at simplifying GC software creation. The weekly industry news digest covers topics like crackdowns on Final Fantasy illegal players, the conclusion of the Xbox Live Beta, and the future direction of Square Enix post-merger speculation. Daily news snippets from the first half of January detail various industry happenings, including game releases, event announcements like demos for Zone of the Enders, The Second Runner, and details on Shin Megami Tensei 2 Eye Nocturne. There's also a brief mention of a new Sega-themed Gachapon corner called Sega Gacha. Tutaya is releasing a limited edition Shin Megami Tensei 2-1 Nocturne for PS2 with unique art. Xbox title Kakuto Choujin has a time attack contest with a figure prize. Touge Battle. Kaido Battle Series. Pre-orders include a keychain and demo events. Dragon Quest Bottle Cap figures are being remade. Prizes include a Skies of Arcadia Legends GameCube guide and Momotaro Dentetsu ARM plushies. Sega Direct offers pre-order bonuses for Sakura Wars and Hot Blood, pin badges, postcards, and Yakutuku 2 strategy notebook, Team Pin. News also covers the 3rd Sakura Taisen OVA series. Finally, Square Enix is taking action against Final Fantasy Shi players for exploiting skill points. This page features a bi-weekly report on game sales across all platforms, highlighting the top 15 selling software titles. At the top of the charts are Nintendo's Pokémon Ruby and Sapphire for GBA, taking the first 2 spots with impressive combined sales figures, indicating the immense popularity of the franchise. 3rd place goes to Mario Party 4 on GameCube, demonstrating strong, consistent performance for the party game series. Other titles making the top ranks include Unlimited Saga on PS2, Mega Man Battle Network 3 on GBA, and Kingdom Hearts Final Mix on PS2. The ranking also features The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker for GameCube and Kirby, Nightmare and Dreamland on GBA, showcasing Nintendo's continued dominance in software sales during this period. A brief market report notes that, while software sales are strong, particularly for Nintendo titles which are selling very well, The GameCube hardware itself is described as needing one more step, suggesting hardware sales aren't quite keeping pace with the software demand. It also mentions that Dreamcast software like King of Fighters 2001 is selling out, and Xbox titles are finding stable sales. A summary of hardware shipments shows sales figures for GBA, PS2, GameCube, and Xbox for the week, and cumulatively in Japan. This page features the highly anticipated ranking of upcoming game releases, voted on by readers, showcasing the top 30 most awaited titles across all platforms. Holding the top spot is the PS2 title, Sakura Wars. So Long, My Love. Described as a work of pure literature, hinting at connections to the series' fifth installment. Securing second place is the Dreamcast visual novel Interlude, with its release date now confirmed. Rounding out the top three is Dead or Alive Stream Beach Volleyball for Xbox, exciting fans with promises of revealing swimsuits and its imminent release. Screenshots for these top three games are prominently displayed, showing characters and glimpses of gameplay. The ranking continues, with many other major titles gamers are looking forward to, including Pia Carrot e Yukoso 3, Star Ocean Till the End of Time, Final Fantasy X2, Super Robot Wars Alpha 2, Soul Calibur 2, Devil May Cry 2, Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution, Resident Evil 4, Dragon Quest Version 2i, tentative, Shin Megami Tensei 2i Nocturne, and Metroid Prime. Two titles are specially highlighted as Pickup Software, the next high-speed futuristic racer, Zero GC, tentative, for GameCube, and Kojima Productions' robot action game, Zone of the Enders for PS2, where players can engage in 3D combat. Finally, a coming soon section teases upcoming PS2 titles, like Bomberman Jetters and Bobo 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 Hajike Matsuri, suggesting new multiplayer and fighting game experiences are on the horizon. Readers are voting for their desired game ports across various platforms, with Sega classics like Nights into Dreams, Sakura Wars, and Shenmue topping the lists. Visual novels and Xbox exclusives like Dead or Alive 3 are also highly requested. Fans hope for ports of beloved titles, particularly from Sega's back catalog. The video game income ranking top 15 highlights popular arcade games. Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution leads, alongside titles like Cyber Troopers Virtuon Force and Guilty Gear XX. The page also spotlights Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution and The House of the Dead 3 as Pickup Softs, the latter being released on Xbox. A query is raised about the potential for a Virtua Cop 3 port to Xbox. This page features the highly anticipated all-game software release schedule, providing a comprehensive look at upcoming titles across various platforms, with a primary focus on the Dreamcast and PlayStation 2. The schedule is clearly divided by console. For Dreamcast, we see releases slated from early 2003 onward. It's exciting to see titles like Shenmue 2 listed as part of the Dreamcast Collection series, a direct response to player demand highlighted on the previous page for ports of beloved Sega classics. Other notable Dreamcast entries include the stylish Jet Set Radio, De La Jet Set Radio, and the classic shooter Zero Gunner 2. The PlayStation 2 section is packed with heavy hitters, also expected in early 2003 and beyond. This list boasts major sequels such as Devil May Cry 2, Final Fantasy X2, Tekken 4, and Dynasty Warriors 3, Shin Sangoku Musou 2. Strategy RPG fans can look forward to Disgaea, Hour of Darkness, Makai Senki Disgaea, a title that would become a massive hit. Other interesting games include 007 Nightfire and the Resident Evil spin-off Gun Survivor 4 Biohazard Heroes Never Die. The schedule details each game's expected release date, manufacturer, price, genre, and remarks like communication or scheduled for ages 18+, using a handy genre key at the top. This list gives players a clear overview of the exciting lineup approaching for these dominant consoles. This page continues the extensive release schedule coverage, focusing on the PlayStation and Nintendo GameCube platforms. The PlayStation section appears to heavily feature budget re-releases, primarily under the Superlight 1500 series banner and PS1 books line. This offers players a chance to pick up classics like Metal Gear Solid, Resident Evil 3, Nemesis, and Silent Hill at lower price points in early 2003. Alongside these, there are various puzzle games, fighting titles like entries from the King of Fighters series, and even dating sims, showing a broad range of genres, catering to the enduring PlayStation audience. The Nintendo GameCube section presents a lineup of exciting upcoming titles for early 2003. Fans of survival horror have plenty to anticipate, with the impending releases of Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3, Nemesis, continuing Capcom's strong support for the system. Other notable entries include the atmospheric Metroid Prime, the stylish shooter Ikaruga, the high-speed racer F-Zero, and the weapons fighter Soul Calibur 2. This list highlights the GameCube building a solid library, with a mix of exclusive hits and popular multi-platform titles. Both schedules provide gamers with a clear look at the games they could expect on these platforms in the coming months. This page previews upcoming video game releases across multiple platforms. The Nintendo GameCube boasts titles like F-Zero, Tales of, Chibi Robo, and Killer 7, along with sports and RPGs, aiming for diverse content. The Xbox focuses on online play with Xbox Live and features titles like Dead or Alive, Stream Beach Volleyball, Ninja Gaiden, and Halo 2, blending Japanese ports and Western blockbusters. The Game Boy Advance showcases a huge library including Metroid Fusion, Golden Sun, The Lost Age, and Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, alongside licensed titles and various genres. Finally, the Wonder Swan/Swan Crystal offers a smaller selection, with entries from series like Kinnikuman and Mega Man. The next page dives into The Reader's Race, a ranking compiled from reader votes across all platforms. This section highlights which games readers found most enjoyable. The system awards a Name of Masterpiece title to games that maintain high reader scores over many weeks. Several games are prominently featured with screenshots and commentary. The PlayStation 2 title Shinobi is highlighted, receiving a high reader average score despite comments about its significant difficulty. Panzer Dragoon or Kita on Xbox is praised for its transformation and speed mechanics, offering varied gameplay styles, although visibility issues are noted. The GameCube sees Kinnikuman Nisei, likely Ultimate Muscle, Legends vs. New Generation internationally, featured, with readers appreciating it as a game made by true fans of the series. Finally, Otogi, Myth of Demons on Xbox is also shown, noted for its dark atmosphere and engaging level design. Beyond individual games, there's a focus on the overall ranking and a specific mention of the year-end sales battle, where the Legend of Zelda series is noted for securing the top spot in sales volume, despite a lack of a major new entry during that period. This page continues the Reader's Race rankings, with more games listed across various platforms based on reader votes. The focus then shifts to introducing 4 new games that have received solid evaluations. Guilty Gear XX on PlayStation 2 is featured, scoring well with readers despite comments noting the mission mode's extreme difficulty, almost exclusively for experts. The game's perfect porting from the arcade, sharp graphics, and continuous combos are highlighted positively. Crimson Sea for Xbox is also showcased, with readers enjoying the satisfying feeling of cutting down hordes of enemies and the balanced mix of action and strategic elements. The variety in mission types and the unique setting were also appreciated. Blinks, the Time Sweeper on Xbox is discussed, with praise for its innovative time control mechanics, particularly the seamless retry feature. However, some readers noted the main character's slightly slow movement and occasional camera issues, while others enjoyed the overall concept, despite the sometimes dramatic presentation. Lastly, Unlimited Saga on PlayStation 2 is presented. Its unique slot-based combat system is seen as a point of division among players, though those who mastered it found it enjoyable. The varying difficulty across different characters and the inclusion of new elements like puzzles were mentioned, alongside the distinct art style characteristic of the series. This page features The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker prominently. The main content highlights the game's distinct, toon-shaded graphics, noting how they enhance Link's expressions and actions as he explores the Great Sea. The game builds upon the mechanics of Ocarina of Time, adding new actions and puzzles. The reviewer was initially taken aback by the art style change, but found Link and the world more relatable and immersive compared to previous entries. They praised the game for reaffirming that games are entertainment, and appreciate the automatic jumping system for accessibility in 3D action. A key highlight mentioned is the bonus content, allowing players to enjoy 3 Zelda games. The page also includes a continuation of the reader ranking table, listing more games and their scores across various platforms. A smaller section offers a hint about a specific secret location and trading pictures in the game. Screenshots of Link and other characters are shown. This page prominently features Resident Evil 0 for the Nintendo GameCube, Presented as the hot software of the moment, it is highlighted as a prequel to the original Resident Evil, focusing on Rookie Stars member Rebecca Chambers and escaped convict Billy Cohen as they uncover the mysteries leading up to the mansion incident. The core innovation discussed is the partner zapping system, allowing players to switch control between Rebecca and Billy to solve puzzles and tackle threats collaboratively. The game also controversially removes the series' staple item boxes, forcing players to manage inventory by dropping items directly in the environment, which the reviewer notes can be inconvenient but adds a unique challenge, especially in subsequent playthroughs. Both reader polls and magazine reviews give the game high marks, particularly praising the realism, graphics, and the compelling new system. The developer's comment emphasizes the game's role in revealing the events before the first game, and the unique fear of navigating the environment with two characters who can separate. The page also mentions replayability features like the Leech Hunter bonus mode, accessible after clearing the main game. The left side of the page continues the magazine's comprehensive ranking of games across various platforms, showing scores and release information. This page continues the magazine's extensive reader-voted rankings, showing where various games currently stand according to player scores. The focus shifts to how readers can participate in these polls and engage in fun prediction games tied to new releases. The magazine runs 2 prediction challenges. One where readers guess the initial ranking of a brand new game, and another where they predict the initial average reader score, or odds, for a different upcoming title. For this issue, the ranking prediction featured Dead or Alive Stream Beach Volleyball, with prizes awarded to those who correctly anticipated its debut position. The odds prediction centered on Devil May Cry 2, rewarding the reader whose predicted average score was closest to the actual result. Participating in the reader race is easy, either by sending in a postcard or voting online via the designated website. As an extra incentive, participants are entered into a draw for a special prize package just for casting their votes. This is a neat way to get readers actively involved and gauge their excitement for upcoming titles. The page also includes a small section with snippets of reader comments, offering a glimpse into the community's thoughts. This page takes us on a treasure hunt through the world of game retail, specifically looking at why many titles, both new and old, are suddenly appearing with incredibly low price tags. The article expresses astonishment at finding recent releases like The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker selling for just 3,880 yen only a few weeks after launch, questioning the value of buying games at full price anymore. Unlimited Saga is noted for a similar rapid price drop. The investigation highlights that this isn't limited to just a few games or locations, observing the trend in Akihabara and other major urban centers. The sheer volume of new releases is suggested as a factor, potentially shortening the market lifespan of games. We see examples across different consoles, with titles like Pikmin, Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem, and Wave Race. Blue Storm on GameCube available for less than 3,000 yen. PlayStation 2 games, such as Virtua Fighter 4 and Vampire Knight, are found for under 2,000 yen, while popular Xbox games like Dead or Alive Ultimate and Dead or Alive 3 are also seen significantly discounted. The article marvels at the unexpected price drops and ponders if rushing to buy new games is still the best strategy. The Japanese game market experienced a challenging 2002 year-end, according to a Messe Sano retailer interview. Sales peaked early, software lifespans shortened significantly, and prices dropped quickly. The manager attributes changing customer habits to the internet and a generational shift among gamers. The PS2 action pack sold well, but standalone games saw rapid price declines. The GameCube's new model attracted younger players, but major titles didn't significantly boost sales. The Xbox, in its first Japanese year-end, also faced quick discounting of new releases. The article anticipates potential price crashes with a March release rush, highlighting titles like Final Fantasy X2, Sega's Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution and Saskatsuku 3, and Star Ocean, Till the End of Time. The growing used game market's influence, amplified by a legal ruling, is also noted. This page announces the final round of a special collaborative project between Dorimaga and Raspberry magazines, offering exclusive original telephone cards to all applicants as a 2003 winter collection giveaway. It's the last chance for fans to get their hands on one of 20 unique designs, and the page previews 8 of them. The cards feature beautiful artwork from popular visual novels and anime/game series of the time, including titles like Routes, the debut Work Angel type, Nanero Loves Weather Forecast, Yami, The Hat, and The Traveler of the Book, Men at Work. 3. Galaxy Angel A, Nurse Witch Komugi-chan, and Hospital Patient Karanka-chan. The application process involves using a special form, choosing one desired card design, and making a payment. The deadline to apply is February 10, 2003, with the cards expected to ship from late March. This was a great opportunity for fans to collect exclusive memorabilia from their favorite series. This page continues previewing the exclusive telephone card designs available through the special giveaway collaboration. As an expert gamer, I can tell you these cards showcase some fantastic art from a variety of titles and artists featured in the magazine. Card number 9 features a character from Dead or Alive Stream Beach Volleyball, highlighting the game's focus on healthy beauty. Moving on to number 10, we see a powerful Virtuaroid from Cyber Troopers Virtual on Mars, a highly anticipated new work at the time that even offered benefits for PS2 owners. Number 11 showcases beloved characters from Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney minus Justice for All, capturing the essence of this popular adventure series. Card 12 is a photo of Minako Komukai in traditional attire, noted as being quite rare. Further down, Card 13 depicts cozy characters under a kotatsu, perfect for a New Year's theme. Numbers 14, 16, 18, 19, and 20 feature charming artwork from various artists and series, often focusing on cute characters or seasonal themes like Christmas or winter scenes with snow. Number 15 specifically leans into the Christmas spirit with a Santa-themed illustration. Lastly, number 17 presents characters from Something Yoshimatsu Theater celebrating the year of Sega with a traditional New Year's image. These cards offered fans a chance to collect unique memorabilia from a wide range of games and creative works supported by the magazine. The giveaway itself was a solid event, allowing dedicated readers to get their hands on these cool designs. This page opens with the magazine's Gachinko review section, where they give readers an early look at upcoming game releases across all platforms. The scoring system is explained, indicating that higher scores from the multi-reviewer panel reflect games that are highly recommended. Featured titles releasing between January 17th and 30th include Wind, A Breath of Heart for Dreamcast, a visual novel receiving an average score of 6.0. Reviews mention its story and characters, but note some aspects were less developed than the PC original. On PlayStation 2, Armored Core 3. Silent Line scores an impressive 8.33, praised for its depth, hidden content, and customization, though its complexity and difficulty might challenge newcomers. 007. Nightfire comes in at 7.66, highlighted for its spy action theme and gadgets, despite some reservations about pacing. Devil May Cry 2 averages 7.5. While camera and combo systems are improved, issues like attack recovery frames are noted as detracting from the experience. A best odds list ranks the top releases, with Dead or Alive Stream Beach Volleyball on Xbox leading with an 8.71 average. Armored Core 3, Silent Line, and Disgaea, Hour of Darkness also rank highly. A reviewer correspondence panel offers personal comments from the magazine's staff on games and industry happenings. This section provides solid insights into recent and upcoming titles. This Gachinko review section highlights several upcoming games. Charge! Army Men. The smallest operation in history, PS2, is a strategy game with engaging gameplay, earning 7.33. Disgaea. Hour of Darkness, PS2, a strategy RPG, receives high praise for its depth and replayability, scoring 8.33. Operator Side, PS2, an ATC plus ADV game with voice command gameplay, offers a unique experience and scores 7.25. Earth Defense Family, PS, receives a low score of 4.33, criticized for repetition and limited appeal beyond its anime source material. Galaxy Angel, Xbox, a simulation game, is well executed but feels dated, scoring 7.33. Finally, The House of the Dead 3, Xbox, a 3D shooter, is a solid arcade port, though potentially less satisfying with a standard controller, scoring 6.75. This page features a collection of reviews and previews for upcoming games across various platforms. First up is Dead or Alive Stream Beach Volleyball for Xbox. This game focuses on the resort life aspect, featuring beach volleyball alongside extensive character interaction, customization, and mini-games set in a tropical paradise. Reviewers appreciate the detailed character models and the focus on interacting with the cast, noting that the actual volleyball gameplay is secondary to the overall atmosphere and activities. It scores a respectable 8.71. Next, Tenaletsu, an Act Plus RPG for Xbox. The review highlights its fantasy setting and character designs. Score is 6.33. suggesting a mixed reception. For the Game Boy Advance, Pac-Pro Pocket 5 appears, likely part of Konami's popular baseball simulation series, Power Pro. It scores 8.0, indicating a solid sports simulation experience, focusing on the game's depth and training elements. Also on GBA is Atelier Marie, Ellie, and Anis no Atelier, an RPG in the beloved Atelier series. The game centers around alchemy and item synthesis, a core mechanic of the franchise. It scores 7.33, reflecting its appeal to fans of crafting-focused RPGs with charming characters. Finally, the new software check section features Nobunaga's Ambition, Sutenroku for PlayStation 2. This latest entry in the historical strategy series allows players to delve into Japan's Sengoku period. The commentary mentions the ability to select subordinate officers and details aspects like diplomacy and different battle types, field and siege, praising its depth and historical detail. This page features promotional material for 2 publications. The top half is dedicated to a supplemental book for the beloved Sakura Wars series, titled Steam Factory. This book delves into the technical and artistic aspects of the series' iconic Spirit Armor mechs and the steam-powered world. It also includes a special Go! Nyan Nyan special section, featuring comics and new illustrations focused on the charming Nyan Nyan characters, including a short story and a concluding 4-panel comic, showcasing a large collection of these characters. The bottom half promotes the Blinks, the Time Sweeper Cool Masters Guide for the Xbox title. This comprehensive strategy guide offers expert advice for mastering the unique time-bending gameplay. It covers critical areas like achieving Seeks ranks, finding hidden secret medals, detailing advanced control techniques, and providing the most efficient stage-clear routes, along with insights from the game's developers. Both books are presented as being currently available from SoftBank Publishing. This page is a dramatic promotion for the Dreamcast fighting game, Dead or Alive 2, known in Japan as Fist of Fire. The main image features the striking character Helena Douglas, set against a dark background, embodying the intensity of the game. A central Japanese phrase carries a poignant, almost defiant tone, suggesting challenges faced by women trying to succeed. Below this, English text declares the game fast, beautiful, vivid, the final fighting game, setting a high bar for its quality. The accompanying Japanese description delves into the game's premise, a no-rules, life-or-death underground fighting tournament called Fist of Fire. It's a brutal arena where masters of various martial arts push their abilities beyond human limits, with only the strong surviving. The text urges players to fight for survival and aim to be the true champion in this dark, power-dominated world. Small screenshots at the bottom showcase dynamic moments featuring other iconic characters like Zack, Tina Armstrong, and John Lee in action, illustrating the game's diverse roster and environments. This page features a striking advertisement for the Xbox fighting game, Kengo, Legend of the Nine, known in Japan as Kakuto Chojin. The dramatic image shows a powerful, muscular arm and torso, emphasizing the physical intensity central to the game's theme. A prominent Japanese slogan across the page reads, "If you live, fight," setting a tone of brutal survival and challenge. The advertisement announces the game's release date as January 1, 2003. Below the title, bullet points highlight key features: lightning-fast offense and defense leading to impactful blows, atmospheric graphics conveying a sense of intensity, smooth motion for fighters, intuitive controls that align with fighting instincts, and chaotic 4-player simultaneous battles where only the strongest survive. The price is listed as 6,800 yen. The bottom of the page includes the game's website address, copyright information, and the Xbox logo alongside the slogan, "Play is Aesthetics." This page clearly positions the game as a visceral, high-quality fighting experience for the Xbox platform. This page features a striking advertisement for the Xbox headset, using classical marble busts to represent players. The busts are depicted wearing the distinctive black headset, set against a light blue background. The main headline across the top translates to, "Add conversation to games." Several of the busts have speech bubbles, giving voice to the players they represent. One bubble says, "Ah, I was asleep." Another exclaims, "Let's beat it fast." And a third notes, "It's going to be morning." And this imaginative ad visually conveys the concept of bringing voice communication into the gaming experience, highlighting the social connection and collaborative play enabled by the Xbox headset. It suggests that online gaming with voice chat keeps players engaged and connected, even late into the night. This page announces the highly anticipated launch of Xbox Live in Japan, set to begin on January 16, 2003. The central message is that online gaming with human opponents is inherently interesting, and Xbox Live's voice communication feature, the Voice Communicator, elevates the experience to create vivid, live encounters. It highlights the exciting debut of a range of compatible titles. Headlining the launch is the popular network RPG Phantasy Star Online episode N2, which is emphasized as supporting direct voice communication. The lineup also includes strategic and puzzle games like Head-to-Head Live, featuring Mahjong, Go, Shogi, and Reversi, promising the intense feeling of facing an opponent directly. Fighting game fans aren't left out, with Capcom vs SNK2 bringing its unique style online. Other titles showcased include the chaotic party game Whacked, the unique gardening battle simulation Thousand Land, and the military shooter Muzzle Flash, demonstrating the varied experiences available. Getting connected is made accessible with the Xbox Live Starter Kit, available for 6,800 yen. This kit includes compatible software titles, the essential voice communicator headset, and a significant bonus of 12 months of the basic service fee completely free, making it straightforward for players to jump into the world of talking online games, embodying the philosophy that playing is aesthetics. This page is a vibrant advertisement for the Xbox title, Whacked! It showcases the game as chaotic party action, featuring flashy visuals, comical characters, and a variety of bizarre weapons. The core objective is simple: blast all your opponents to be the last one standing in a unique and nonsensical world. The page highlights the game's simplicity, stating that both rules and controls are super easy, making it instantly engaging. Whacked offers tremendous replayability, with its combination of 6 game modes, various goals, arenas, weapons, and unpredictable events. A major draw is the Xbox Live compatible multiplayer, promising exceptionally fun, unpredictable free-for-alls with players from around the world. The page positions it as a super crazy, brawl party TV experience, now highly rated and on sale for 4,800 yen. It ties into the broader message about Xbox Live's launch, reinforcing that this title is a prime example of the exciting online experiences available, echoing the philosophy that playing is aesthetics. This page features a special project collaboration between Dorimaga and idol Minako Komukai, where she visits game makers to report on hot new titles. For this 7th installment, she visited Konami Computer Entertainment Japan to check out Anubis, Zone of the Enders, known internationally as Zone of the Enders, the second runner. Produced by the renowned Hideo Kojima, Minako got hands-on with the game and was apparently very satisfied. Finding the simple controls made the gameplay smooth and the content more exciting than she expected. The page also includes a brief profile section for Minako Komukai. This feature highlights a fun approach to game coverage, using a popular idol to engage with a highly anticipated release. This page dives deeper into Anubis, Zone of the Enders, known internationally as Zone of the Enders, the second runner, highlighting its high-speed orbital frame action where you pilot giant mechs to swiftly defeat enemies. The game focuses on controlling the protagonist's mech, Jihudi, using shots and blades. Building on the acclaimed smooth controls of the first game, this sequel emphasizes chaotic combat and action spectacle, featuring impressive light and explosion effects visible in the screenshots. The page introduces the main character, Dingo Egret, who pilots Jihudi. The story begins when Dingo, a Lev worker on Callisto, discovers Jihudi, which triggers events tied to his past and leads him into a confrontation on Mars. Gameplay is broken down into core actions: melee combat, utilizing Jihudi's blade for close-quarters attacks, including combos and dynamic techniques like dashing behind enemies or spinning attacks. Shooting, ranging from lock-on attacks to powerful charged shots, effective for various situations, and utilizing sub-weapons like homing missiles. Grabbing allows for varied tactics like throwing enemies into walls or using grabbed enemies as shields, adding depth to strategies. The game is designed for easy handling, promising smooth and exciting gameplay supported by features like a reliable lock-on system. It was released on PS2 on February 13th for 6,800 yen. The blend of intense robot combat, fluid controls, and a compelling human drama centered on Dingo and Jihudi is highlighted as a key attraction. This page continues the feature on Zone of the Enders, the second runner, presenting an interview with producer Hideo Kojima alongside a reviewer. The reviewer is impressed by the game's visual style and fun gameplay, noting their personal fondness for SF robot anime like Evangelion. Kojima explains that the game's core appeal lies in the interactive experience of piloting the orbital frames, allowing players to execute dynamic robot action with simple controls, highlighting the satisfying feeling of combat. The page also introduces several key characters and their mechs who elevate the story. These include other orbital frames like Argenti, Nephthys, Big Viper, piloted by Leo Stenbuck, Inhert, and the formidable Anubis. Frame runners like Ken Marinaris, who is hunting Jehudi, Viola, returning after her defeat in the first game, Leo Stenbuck, Lloyd, and Noman are also featured, hinting at their roles and connections within the narrative. The artwork showcases the distinct designs of both the pilots and their powerful mechanical companions, promising a dramatic and large-scale conflict. Hideo Kojima discusses the visual style of Zone of the Enders, the second runner, specifically the Zoe shade rendering technique that blends anime and real-time visuals for seamless transitions. The game's cinematic direction naturally stems from its story-driven approach, resulting in film-inspired techniques. Kojima, emphasizing his passion for game development, directs the project, prioritizing the interactive experience. The page also previews Kojima's office and introduces his new Game Boy Advance game, Boktai, The Sun is in Your Hand, which utilizes a solar sensor and internal clock to integrate real-world sunlight and time. A free trial version of Zone of the Enders, the second runner, is available, showcasing key story moments and exciting mech combat, with a special offer for readers. This page features advertisements for strategy guides for two popular mecha strategy RPGs. The upper section promotes the Capture Data File strategy data file for SD Gundam G Generation Neo on PlayStation 2. This guide introduces a new strategic approach focusing on analyzing game data, creating ideal team formations, and setting long-term goals based on future unit development, promising to help players reach the game's strongest potential. It emphasizes a three-step process for mastering the game. The lower section advertises the perfect guide for Super Robot Wars Original Generation on Game Boy Advance. This guide is presented as a comprehensive resource, a sword to cut down evil, covering the game's system mechanics, detailed pilot and unit data including growth trends, and a full strategy walkthrough. It highlights the inclusion of essential system points, pilot deployment schedules, and detailed unit data. It also features illustrations and aims to help players unlock all content, focusing on the game's original characters and mechs. Both guides are full-color books providing in-depth information for dedicated players. This page presents a New Year's special feature from Dorimaga Magazine, bringing together editors-in-chief from major gaming publications covering PlayStation, Nintendo, Famitsu, Xbox, and arcade games. The feature is titled, Game Magazine Editors Predict the 2003 Game Industry, and highlights the gathering of these influential figures to discuss their outlook for the year. Toru Nishimura, chief editor overseeing Dorimaga, the PlayStation 2, and GameSpot, introduces the special, reflecting on the diverse landscape of 2002, with all major hardware released, including Nintendo's GBASP announcement and PS2's record sales, despite a domestic sales dip reflecting the recession. He frames 2003 as a year of challenge, and states that this feature offers deep insights from various editors on the industry's direction and future. The page showcases magazine covers featuring prominent games of the era, such as The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker, Dead or Alive Stream Beach Volleyball, and Final Fantasy X2. This page features Masato Watanabe, editor-in-chief of Dengeki PlayStation, as part of the special New Year feature. He looks back at 2002's, highlighting PlayStation 2's strong year with titles like Onimusha 2, Wild Arms 3, Kingdom Hearts, Tales of Destiny 2, Dark Cloud 2, Shinobi, Unlimited Saga, Genso Suikoden 2i, Pro Evolution Soccer, and Virtua Fighter 4. Watanabe notes how Dengeki PlayStation has successfully grown alongside the PS and PS2 platforms. Reflecting on the past year, he discusses the challenges of covering network RPGs, mentioning Final Fantasy VII, which he praises for its high quality, shown with a screenshot. He also shares personal favorites from 2002, particularly Torneko's Great Adventure 3, shown with a screenshot, and Momotaro Dentetsu X. Looking ahead to 2003, Watanabe mentions projects like the staff-selected Showgame 10 list of recommended PS2 titles. He points to Disgaea, Hour of Darkness as the cover game for the latest issue, hailing it as a remarkable title. For games to watch, he is keenly interested in Final Fantasy X2 and whether its new direction will succeed. He also touches upon the widely rumored possibility of the PS3's release around 2005, considering 2003 a crucial preparation year for the platform's future. Watanabe emphasizes the magazine's goal is to create pages that game fans truly want to read by actively seeking out and promoting exciting games. This page features Akiori Sao, the editor-in-chief of the Nintendo Dream magazine, giving his perspective on Nintendo in 2002 and looking ahead to 2003. He describes Nintendo as a hot company, highlighting the release of major titles like Mario, Zelda, and Pokemon in 2002, although he notes these didn't boost hardware sales as much as expected. Sao feels GameCube owners are very satisfied with the games, and his magazine, Nintendo Dream, caters to a broad audience, including families, aiming to convey the feeling and thought behind the games, not just strategies. Looking to 2003, he anticipates more unique Nintendo software and sees it as a year for change, building on the new presidency of Satoru Iwata. He singles out The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker as the defining game of 2002, praising its quality achieved in a short development time, and also notes the significance of Iwata taking over from Hiroshi Yamauchi. He is particularly excited about Metroid Prime and collaborations like F-Zero GX with Namco. Sao predicts 2003 will be a year of even higher satisfaction for GameCube users, with anticipated titles like the Mario 128 concept showing the fruits of Nintendo's R&D. In 2002, Koji Aizawa, editor-in-chief of Famitsu Xbox, reflected on the Xbox's Japanese launch. He acknowledged strong hardware and pricing, and Microsoft's PC market influence. Aizawa highlighted the importance of Xbox Live, which was launching in Japan in early 2003. He noted 12 launch titles and a total of 68 games released in the first year, with titles like Crazy Taxi 3 and Murakumo boosting interest. Looking ahead to 2003, Aizawa emphasized the need for exciting games like Dead or Alive, Stream Beach Volleyball, and anticipated RPGs, and titles like Ninja Gaiden. He praised Rallysport Challenge. He focused on the continued growth of Xbox Live. The page featured visuals from Famitsu Xbox, screenshots, and promotional material. The magazine's readership was primarily male and averaged 24 years old. In 2002, the arcade industry, according to Gekkan Arcadia editor Masashi Sawa, saw a resurgence fueled by games like Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution and Guilty Gear XX. A key trend was the rise of card and network systems, exemplified by Sega's WCCF and Konami's Mahjong Fight Club, which engaged players and offered fresh experiences. Games like Battle Gear 3 and Initial D Arcade Stage also performed well. Looking ahead to 2003, Sawa anticipates the continued dominance of card and network-based games, believing titles without these features may struggle. The AOU Expo is expected to reveal exciting developments. Capcom Fighting All-Stars is a highly anticipated spring release. The industry's future is tied to these technological advancements. Arcadia's readership is primarily young, male, and around 18 years old. This contrasts with console gaming discussions, highlighting similar themes of network connectivity within Japan's gaming industry during the early 2000s. The next page discusses the outlook for the Japanese game industry in 2003, featuring insights from editor-in-chief Okamoto. Looking back at 2002, Okamoto reflects on the launch of the Xbox and the release of anticipated GameCube titles like those in the Mario and Zelda series, which were expected to energize the market. He also notes the increasing importance of online games, mentioning Final Fantasy VIII's launch. Despite some notable releases, he felt the year concluded somewhat quietly, with the merger of Square and Enix being a significant event towards the end. Okamoto shares his personal shock that Super Mario Sunshine didn't reach 1 million units in Japan, feeling it deviated from the series' usual million-selling status. He also expresses his enjoyment of Final Fantasy XI, hoping more engaging online titles like it find greater success in the market. For 2003, Okamoto highlights the anticipation for new endeavors from game creators, specifically mentioning figures like Shinji Mikami at Capcom and Hideo Kojima at Konami. He forecasts that online games will remain a key area of focus and growth for the industry. The page also touches briefly on the magazine's own details, indicating a readership primarily composed of young males. This page serves as a comprehensive guide to Xbox Live as it launches in Japan. Following its success in North America, the service is highlighted as the future of network gaming, emphasizing voice communication. The guide assures readers that getting connected is surprisingly easy, requiring minimal setup time after purchasing the starter kit. It details the essential items needed: the Xbox console itself, a LAN cable, and 3 key components. The first is the Xbox Live Starter Kit, which includes a 12-month subscription, a voice communicator headset, and 2 bundled game titles, priced at a very reasonable 6,800 yen, though the LAN cable is sold separately. The second necessity is a supported credit card, Visa, MasterCard, JCB, or Amex, for billing. The third is a broadband internet connection, with the guide noting the high compatibility rate with major Japanese broadband types, and advising users to confirm with their provider. The guide also addresses potential connection issues, showcasing Xbox Live's built-in troubleshooting features that clearly indicate where a problem might lie, offering helpful guidance to resolve them. Overall, the page frames Xbox Live as an accessible and user-friendly online gaming experience for Japanese players. This page is the second part of the Xbox Live guide, diving into connecting with friends and the revolutionary voice communication feature. It explains that the unique gamer tag is your identity on Xbox Live, making it easy to find and add friends to your list. You can easily invite friends to join your game sessions or accept their invitations, even if they're playing different titles. The guide then focuses on the convenience of voice communication, highlighting that it's the first time console gaming has offered this feature. It points out how having your hands free for gameplay is a huge advantage, especially in action-packed titles. Beyond strategic communication during gameplay, it mentions the lively atmosphere in beta test lobbies like Phantasy Star Online, where people would even use voice chat for impromptu performances or casual chats. A humorous manga section called Yokoshiman's Xbox Live Business Trip illustrates these points, showing scenarios like navigating crowded lobbies, Phantasy Star Online, coordinating in action games, discussing tactics in strategy games like Mahjong, and even racing in games like Revolt while chatting. The manga contrasts the often cumbersome text chat with the ease and immediacy of voice communication. Overall, the page emphasizes how voice chat enhances the social and strategic aspects of online gaming on Xbox Live. This page kicks off with a look at the games available now and coming soon for Xbox Live in Japan. It highlights several key titles including Phantasy Star Online Episode 1 and 2, which adds Xbox Live features like voice chat and friend lists to the GameCube version, allowing players to chat freely and even apply voice effects. We also see Tunu Taisen Live, a collection of classic table games like Go, Shogi, Mahjong, and Reversi, supporting voice chat for strategic communication. Popular fighting game Capcom vs SNK 2EO is featured with live support, alongside the chaotic party game Whacked, the tactical action title Muzzle Flash, and the strategy game Thousand Land. Below the game lineup is a special interview with Masahiro Koide from Microsoft, discussing the Xbox Live beta program and future plans. He expresses satisfaction with the beta results, noting the high participation and conversion rate to purchasing the service among testers. He mentions positive feedback from users, including requests for features like lobbies, and highlights how smoothly the beta ran. Looking ahead, Microsoft is committed to continuously releasing software for Xbox Live, exploring different payment methods beyond credit cards, potentially bringing more North American titles to Japan, and holding events to foster the community. The strong closing message is a promise to stay connected with the users who have joined the service. An interview with Sonic team members reveals their excitement about bringing Phantasy Star Online to Xbox Live. Director Miyoshi and chief programmer Setsumasu rave about the transformative voice chat feature, enhancing player interaction significantly. They highlight improved friend lists and guild cards, made possible by Microsoft's network support. A GameSpot survey reveals strong interest in Xbox Live. Voice chat tops the list of appealing features, followed by the promise of good games and a low initial cost. MMORPGs are the preferred online genre, perfectly aligning with SPOPSO. Users are optimistic about reasonable pricing for the service. The page concludes by praising Xbox Live's ease of use, voice communication, and user management. However, the ultimate success of Xbox Live depends on a continuous supply of compelling content, particularly exclusive online titles, to compete with PC alternatives. This page features a special report on Dead or Alive Stream Beach Volleyball for the Xbox. The main image showcases the character Hitomi. The article delves into various aspects of the game, highlighting the casino minigame, specifically the slot machines which are themed after the female characters. The producer comments on the inclusion of the casino, stating it was added due to his personal love for casinos, and designed to feature elements like Zack and character swimsuits on collectible cards. Players can earn money to buy items or simply enjoy watching the characters. The page also reveals the game's Japanese package art, featuring Hitomi, and mentions purchase bonuses available at stores, such as Character Summer Happy Trumps, playing cards depicting the characters in swimsuits, distributed on a first-come, first-served basis. Key game details like the release date, price, and genre are provided in a summary box. The page concludes with a tease for further coverage of the game in the next issue. This page dives into the various casino games available at the Zack Island Hotel in Dead or Alive Stream Beach Volleyball. It highlights the different gambling options players can enjoy between volleyball matches or relaxation. Featured are several character-themed slot machines, including Tina's My Fair Lady, which offers high multipliers but also the risk of negative ones. Lei Fang's Dragon Mania, known for slightly higher multipliers with no negative drawback, and Christie's High Risk, High Reward, the target. These machines are described as central to the casino experience, tying into the character themes. Beyond slots, the guide covers classic casino games. Roulette is presented as popular with both beginners and advanced players, offering simple bets or complex number wagers. Poker is described as a unique game poker style, not player versus player, utilizing a 53-card deck with a joker, focusing on building high hands through one card exchange. Blackjack is highlighted as beginner-friendly, emphasizing the goal of getting close to 21 against the dealer, and includes advanced rules like doubles and splits. The page encourages players to hurry and enjoy the resort's casino offerings. This page continues the focus on Dead or Alive Stream Beach Volleyball, moving from the casino to the core gameplay, volleyball techniques, and, of course, the fashion. It features a winter-intensive beach volleyball course, which breaks down key offensive skills. The guide explains spiking attacks, detailing techniques like the straight shot when an opponent isn't ready for a receive or when you're confident in your power, and the cross shot to hit past defenders, especially when they are split between front and backcourt. Screenshots demonstrate the court positioning and trajectory for these shots. The page also touches upon Shift, a pre-game tactical setup that allows players to change their team's formation for offensive or defensive advantages, emphasizing its importance for varied gameplay. Below the strategy guide is the highly anticipated New Swimsuit Corner. This section showcases various characters in their latest resort wear. The highlight is This Week's Recommended, featuring Christie in a particularly daring red bikini, noting its bold and sexy design. Hitomi is shown modeling several new outfits, including a striped bikini, a sporty blue one-piece, and a cute brown polka dot number. Other characters like Helena, Lei Fang, and Tina also appear in new swimsuits, with brief comments on their styles, such as Helena's tank top and skirt combination. The page encourages players to check these out in the game, and with the magazine's strategy guide. This page delves into the gameplay of Dead or Alive Stream Beach Volleyball, focusing on defensive techniques like blocking, and introducing advanced strategies like the feint, used to outmaneuver opponents. Screenshots illustrate successful and unsuccessful block attempts and feint execution. Director Tomonobu Itagaki announces the game is nearing completion, promising a refined experience with new features and extensive content, including casino elements. The New Swimsuit Corner showcases new swimwear for Lei Fang and Ayan, highlighting diverse styles. Readers are invited to submit fan art and opinions for a chance to win a rare poster, with a strategy guide planned for the next issue. This page features a special report on the Dreamcast version of Shiratsume Kusa Monogatari, episode of the Clovers. It's highlighted as an adventure game in the floating frame director style, developed by Little Witch, and published by NEC Interchannel. Though at this point it's still 40% complete with an undecided release date. The focus of the report is a casting quiz, asking readers to predict which voice actors will be chosen for the game's characters. The page introduces several key characters, including Hibara Tuka, Sayu, Shinatu Satomi, Kamishiro Mari, and Takamiya Iren. For each character, a brief description is provided, along with the results of a fan survey, ranking suggested voice actors, and the percentage of votes they received. This gives readers insight into the desired voice portrayals for each character, and the fan community's expectations for the final casting. This page continues the casting quiz feature for the Dreamcast adventure game, Shiratsume Kusa Monogatari, episode of the Clovers. It presents more character profiles from the game, each with a sketch, a brief description, and the results of the fan survey ranking suggested voice actors for the role. Characters featured include Norita Tuko, described as a high-heek assistant, Aramayama Torihito, a national security agent, Graham Hazel, a kind older gentleman, Ima, an intuitive extra from Tsujikawa, Tsujikawa Munetomo, a scientist, Spud, a nihilistic military figure, Kurei Kufuto, who runs a used bookstore, and Tsutsui Kyoichiro, a passionate reporter. For each, the fans' top choices and their percentages are listed. A section titled Hints from Little Witch and NEC Interchannel provides developer insight, noting the casting prioritized skill and considered the survey heavily, expressing pleasure at suggested male actors from the Gundam/Evangelion era. Finally, the page details the Shiratsumekusa Monogatari casting application rules, explaining how readers can send in their voice actor predictions via postcard to participate in the contest, with a deadline around January 24, 2003, for a chance to win prizes. This page features a special report on the Dreamcast release of the fantasy romance adventure game, Wind: A Breath of Heart. The article highlights the upcoming release of this title, known for its story centered around individuals possessing mysterious powers. A key focus of this DC version report is the inclusion of original CG visuals that were not present in the previous PC release. This includes both new event CGS and updated character standing sprites, with the artwork used in the character profiles on this very page being exclusive to the Dreamcast port. The report specifically points out a new event CG featuring a significant character, suggesting it's crucial to the narrative. The game's packaging has also been newly illustrated for this release. The page provides core game information, confirming its release on January 30th for 6,800 yen, developed and published by Alchemists. It also includes a character guide introducing 3 key girls and their unique abilities. Narukaze Minamo, the protagonist's childhood friend, can create wind. Okano Hinata, the protagonist's younger sister, possesses the power to jump unusually high. Fujimiya Wakaba, Hinata's friend, has healing abilities effective on people and plants. These character details, along with the promise of new visuals, make the Dreamcast version look like a definitive release for fans. The Dreamcast version of Wind: Breath of Heart features several enhancements. The opening movie has been revamped with a new theme song, Flow. A key addition is a new scenario and ending dedicated to Shikuin Kasumi, a character whose role has been expanded based on user feedback. Additional scenarios and endings are included for other characters, offering fresh experiences for players. New CG visuals showcase scenes, including the healing ability, Minamo's reaction, a romantic moment between Hinata and the protagonist, and a dramatic scene involving Kasumi. Finally, 3 new characters are introduced. Fujimiya Nozomi, Wakaba's older sister with the power to cut imagined objects, Tsukishiro Aya, a mysterious shopkeeper with an unknown power, and Shikuin Kasumi, a classmate who can read people's hearts. This page features 2 strategy guides for popular PlayStation 2 titles from the early 2000s. The top half showcases an official guide for Ratchet & Clank, highlighting its comprehensive coverage. It promises detailed strategies for using all the unique gadgets, complete maps to help navigate and easily clear missions, and tactics for taking down every enemy. For the dedicated player, it even includes a special section on hoverboard races and completely lists the locations of the collectible golden bolts, making it an amazing resource for finding every secret. Below that, there's a survival guide for Clock Tower 3, the chilling horror adventure. The ad poses a question about a dangerous game of tag, setting the spooky mood. The guide is presented as a tool to survive, promising in-depth explanations of the game's story and the mysteries faced by the protagonist, Alyssa Hamilton. It introduces the cast of characters, provides an overview of the game's systems and exploration, details strategies for surviving encounters with the relentless pursuers, and offers a data-driven look at the game's mechanics and secrets. Both guides are presented as essential reads, fully available now. Weekly, the Play magazine promises a comprehensive guide to the latest games and strategies. The issue focuses on titles to refresh players after the new year, featuring previews of upcoming releases like Arc the Lad, Twilight of the Spirits, Dynasty Warriors 4, and a Sakura Taisen entry. Comprehensive strategy guides for Kingdom Hearts, Tales of Destiny 2, Unlimited Saga, and Dark Cloud 2 are highlighted. The magazine also features beautiful character spotlights from titles like Welcome to Pia Carrot 3. Other games mentioned include Shin Megami Tensei 2-1, Nocturne, Zone of the Enders, and Armored Core 3. Silent Line. An announcement for the official launch of Ragnarok Online is included. SoftBank strategy guides are also announced, covering various platforms, with guides for Ratchet & Clank, Skies of Arcadia Legends, and Guilty Gear XX coming soon. The report details two separate events. The first, the Sakura Taisen Imperial Opera Troupe Flower Division's 2003 New Year Song Show, was a comedy-focused performance featuring the seven gods of good fortune, followed by a song show. Despite strong audience and performance scores, the company received a lower rating. The second event, the Tokyo Auto Salon 2003, showcased custom and tuning cars alongside a presence from game developers like Sega and Namco, primarily focusing on racing titles. The event was comparable in scale to the Tokyo Game Show. The review praised the cars and models, but gave a lower score to the game presence, indicating the automotive displays were the main attraction. This page features the Dorimaga Coliseum, a reader interaction section where fans engage with the magazine's mascots, Lilul and Wool. Titled, "Everyone, Are You Playing Games Properly?" The section includes fan mail under verbal harassment of the two, where readers send messages, questions, and confessions to Lilul and Wool, covering topics ranging from personal feelings and appearance to general discussions. There's also a profile for Wool, describing her as somewhat wild but normally an unexpected high school girl, with hobbies like cooking and watching baseball. The page includes a section called Call from a Celebrity, featuring drawings and messages from various individuals, including a humorous reference to Hollywood star James Dean. This section serves as a fun, interactive element connecting the magazine staff and mascots with the readership, focusing on community engagement rather than specific game content. This page kicks off the fourth Miss Dorimaga contest, themed around a kunoichi festival welcoming spring. It showcases fan-submitted illustrations of iconic female ninja characters from various legendary game series. The main focus is on Ayan from the Dead or Alive series, with multiple interpretations of her appearance and character, ranging from her physical presence at age 16 to her fierce expression. Then, Mai Shiranui from the Fatal Fury series gets her spotlight, with different artistic takes on the classic kunoichi. Beyond these two heavy hitters, the contest features other notable female ninja characters. Suzu Fujibayashi from Tales of Phantasia is highlighted as the youngest entry at 13 years old. Yuffie Kisaragi, the sole kunoichi from the Final Fantasy series, is also featured, with a cheeky comment about her midriff. Rounding out the entries is Yae from the Mystical Ninja starring Goemon series, depicted arriving under the moonlight. The magazine staff provides commentary on each submission, appreciating the unique styles and portrayals of these beloved characters by the readers. The page also briefly mentions the magazine's regular reader corners and introduces a new section for reader grievances titled, "I Hate This Sort of Thing." This page dives into A Kane's Village, another section of the reader submission contest feature, likely connected to the previous page's event. It showcases fantastic fan art of characters from various Dreamcast and Sega classics, not just ninjas this time. We see renditions of Akane from Sengoku Blade, Ayame from the Power Stone series, characters from the Ninja Warriors and Zanzan Warriors, and even Sarah Bryant from Virtua Fighter. There's also a lovely illustration possibly related to the Shining series, and one that seems to depict Ibuki from Street Fighter 2 Eyes. The submissions come from across Japan, demonstrating a wide range of artistic talent and interpretations of these beloved characters. The magazine staff provides commentary, appreciating the effort and detail in each piece. At the bottom, they introduce a new reader corner called I Hate This Sort of Thing, and announce the theme for the next contest, Younger Sister, with a deadline of March 1st. This page continues the magazine's reader participation features, showcasing a variety of fan-submitted content under the banner of Dorimaga Coliseum. One section, Brain Conversion for Idiots, features humorous interpretations and name changes submitted by readers, including parodies that seem to riff on game menu concepts. The Master of Kamanga section presents short comic strips from readers. These include takes on popular series like Sakura Wars and Tokimeki Memorial Girls' Side, and even a humorous depiction related to characters resembling those from Final Fantasy X2. Further submissions are shown in Dorikoro Spin-Off Land, offering diverse illustrations and parodies, including one referencing Sakura Wars characters reacting to a situation, and another with a morbidly humorous historical theme. Time Machine Grand Strategy highlights more reader illustrations, featuring characters that appear to be Lenny Milchstrasse from Sakura Wars 3 and potentially Kasumi from Dead or Alive, alongside a bizarre, dark parody of Link from The Legend of Zelda. A small corner titled, This Is Too Much, displays humorous character design parodies and a funny illustration showing exaggerated character growth over time. Finally, The Unconfirmed Information Bureau shares brief, often humorous, fan-submitted rumors or theories about games like Final Fantasy X2, Sakura Wars 5, and speculation about Tecmo potentially making a music game with dead or alive characters, possibly like Bustagroove. The page is a lively collection of reader creativity and humor centered around gaming culture. The next page continues the reader participation section, highlighting the Master of Kamanga, with humorous comic strips featuring the characters Lilulu and Waruru, submitted by fans from various regions. It also presents the results of the second Dorikoro ranking, showcasing the top contributors like Shirosu Aroma and the previous winner Guretsuo 666, based on points accumulated from their submissions. A key feature is the My Best Games section, where readers share their favorite titles. Highlights include the complex PC Engine CD action RPG Dark Edge, the tactical RPG, the Necros Fortress, which started life as a confectionery extra, and the Sega Saturn classic Burning Ranger, although one reader found its navigation frustrating despite the great music and characters. Lunar Silver Star Story, specifically the Game Arts version, is mentioned for its charming music and characters, while the arcade action RPG Gauntlet Legends is recalled as a costly but engaging experience. The page wraps up with submission guidelines and a brief Q&A. This page is focused on media outside of games, specifically movies and DVDs, presented by the Media Information Bureau. It highlights 2 films currently showing and several DVD releases and reviews. First up in the cinema section are Stalker, a psychological thriller about a lonely Photoshop employee played by Robin Williams who becomes obsessed with a family, and Transporter, an action film starring Jason Statham about a driver with strict rules who breaks them. In the DVD pickup section, we see the movie adaptation of Resident Evil, starring Milla Jovovich. The review notes that it's a decent adaptation of the game, packed with action and psychological horror, and should satisfy fans of the series, even if they aren't familiar with the movies. There's also a section for the TV series, The Private Detective Mike Hama, detailing its DVD release, and an accompanying official complete book, featuring interviews and discussions about the show. Finally, 2 reviews are dedicated to the film Stalker. One is a manga-style piece by Russia, focusing on the main character's personality and the emotional impact of the film. The other is a personal review by editor Ike, who gives it 3 stars, praising its subtle atmosphere, Robin Williams' performance, and recommending it particularly to adult viewers in their 20s and 30s. This page dives into the latest media releases outside of gaming, covering seeds related to anime and games, OVA/DVDs, books, and even movie rankings. Under the CD lineup section, they showcase a variety of releases. There are singles, like the op-ed themes for the PS2 DC game Kimi ga Nozomu Ayan, often known as Muvlov Alternative, Total Eclipse overseas. Drama crids include one related to DC da Capo. Albums feature releases for series such as Guilty Gear with a Best Sound Collection, the Zwei Super Arrange album, and a soundtrack for Kanon/Air/Clanad developers game Sakura no Mai Agaru. There's also a Basil game soundtrack release available only online. The OVA DVD pickup section highlights Memories Off Second Volume 1, noting a limited edition that comes with a figure. It details the story and characters, mentioning future volumes are planned. There's a list of recent game and soundtrack releases covering titles like Xenosaga, Shinobi, and several others. The Game Fan Book section focuses on an official setting material book for the game Hatsukoi, featuring character designs and interviews. Finally, the page includes popularity rankings. The Gamebook ranking lists titles like guidebooks for Ragnarok Online and Pokemon Ruby/Sapphire, and fan books for series like Sakura Wars. The movie ranking shows Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets and Minority Report at the top spots. This page opens with a column by Fumio Kurokawa titled Going Year, Coming Year, offering personal reflections on the passage of time and the changing world, including memories of watching NHK's Red and White Song Festival and year-end specials as a child. Major news headline reports on a potential merger between Enix and Square. Notably, Square's principal shareholder, Masahide Miyamoto, is reported to be against the merger, though discussions are said to be proceeding based on the premise of it happening. The news section covers various industry happenings from late December to early January. Namco is restructuring its European amusement facility business. Sony Computer Entertainment is shipping PlayStation 2 network adapters in Japan and the US. with Final Fantasy Shovel highlighted as the only compatible game in Japan at the time. PS2 console and software sales are hitting record highs in the US and Europe. On the other hand, Nintendo's GameCube is facing challenges, with President Iwata indicating sales are below the target of 10 million units worldwide, prompting a strategic review. There are also brief mentions of non-gaming news like Christopher Reeves appearing in Smallville, and price increases at Disneyland. This page is the 157th installment of the Something Yoshimatsu Theater column, presented in a humorous manga format. It kicks off with the intriguing question, new series, Mega Maimon starts? The comic features anthropomorphic representations of Sega hardware, including characters resembling a Sega Mega Drive, known as Genesis in North America, a Sega Saturn, and a Sega Master System Mark II-I, alongside the author character. The strip playfully explores the quirks and features of classic Sega systems. One panel focuses on the Sega Mark II-I, showing the character struggling with inserting a key-like object, likely referencing the console's reliance on game cartridges and possibly peripherals. There's discussion around joysticks and controllers, touching upon the evolution of gamepads, and even mentioning the legendary Takahashi Meijin in the context of rapid-fire capabilities. The FM sound unit for the Mark II-I/Master System is also highlighted, emphasizing its importance for enhanced audio. The column concludes by labeling these classic gaming experiences as traditional art, celebrating the legacy and unique aspects of Sega's early hardware lineage through relatable and comedic scenarios. The web page presents information on the new anime Mouse, a 12-episode action comedy based on a popular comic. The series, which began airing January 16th, blends action, romance, and ecchi elements, promising plenty of gags. The plot centers around Sorata Muto, a university lecturer who is secretly the descendant of a legendary thief. He's assisted by 3 female students. The page includes screenshots and describes the characters. Additionally, the page highlights 2 other anime, Mahotsukai ni Taisetsu na Koto, a fantasy series, and Yokoyama Mitsuteru Sangokushi, a historical anime adapted from the classic Chinese epic Romance of the Three Kingdoms. Broadcast information is included for all 3 anime. This page focuses on upcoming anime home video releases and music crids. It features several notable titles hitting stores soon on VC and DVD formats. We see entries for the first volume of the Saint Seiya, Hades Chapter Sanctuary OVA, continuing the classic series, and the 5th volume of the chaotic sci-fi comedy Gone Riders. There's also the 2nd volume of Galaxy Angel A and Spiral, The Bonds of Reasoning. The highly regarded fantasy series Haibane Renmei is represented by its 2nd volume, while the final volumes for Chobits and X are highlighted. Rounding out the video releases is the 5th volume of the classic mecha action show, Mobile Fighter G Gundam. The lower section covers music releases. We have single crids for the opening themes of the new anime Mouse, which we saw details for on the previous page, the series L/AR, and Nanaka 6/17. There's also a soundtrack release for the 2nd season of the stylish giant robot series The Big R. These releases offer fans the chance to own the catchy tunes from these popular anime. This page features a mix of comic strips, character spotlights, and an overseas game review. The top section has a short comic by Toraichiro Ota, a game creator and manga artist. The comic features catered characters and includes a humorous panel referencing the Dreamcast and hot water bottles. Below that is a character feature highlighting Tifa Lockhart from Final Fantasy V2, drawn by artist Itokatsu. The accompanying text praises Tifa's earnest and feminine nature, despite her revealing design. The main focus is the overseas game review column by Shogo Iwai, who reviews ToeJam and Earl 2-1, Mission to Earth for the Xbox. He notes this marks the return of the funky alien duo, originally popular on the Genesis. The review covers the game's 3D action gameplay, item collection, funky music, and features like Xbox Live support for character downloads. While finding the pacing a bit uneven, the reviewer appreciates features like randomized items on repeat playthroughs, and feels the game was perhaps underrated in Japan due to its character design, considering it a good fit for the Xbox. This page explores Japanese entertainment, featuring columns and comics. USO Ropyaku introduces a comic strip questioning the visual differences between American and Japanese manga/anime. The main article, Japan, the World's Leading Manga Nation, by Tsurumi Ropyaku, argues that Japan's dominant manga/anime culture, ingrained visual preferences, and the sheer scale of domestic consumption hinder the popularity of foreign characters. Mayumi Izuka's Rainbow Shower column reflects on her 26th birthday, future aspirations, musicals, albums, live performances, and offers encouragement to students. Finally, Dorimaga DC Fan Communication Part 4, a comic by Tokumitsu Yasuyuki, provides a humorous, fan-centric look at Dreamcast-related topics, connecting with the magazine's audience. This page features an interview with actress and talent Kana Ito, who is gaining attention for her bold performance in the controversial film Complete Breeding, Hong Kong Night. This is the third entry in the Complete Breeding series, known for tackling shocking themes like the abduction and confinement of a high school girl. Kana Ito, also known for her graveyard work and for being a member of the unit Nezumiko Club in her elementary school days, shares her thoughts on the movie. Despite the difficult premise, she feels the film is essentially a love story, focusing on the emotional connection that develops between the characters. She notes the beautiful yet poignant depiction of the Hong Kong landscape as a significant highlight. Discussing her acting process, she mentions moments where she felt she could have done things differently, indicating a deep engagement with her performance. For readers interested in her other work, she confirms she plans to continue with gravure activities, finding a different kind of enjoyment in it compared to acting. She also recently released her latest image, DVD, online. According to her profile, she was born in Fukuoka in 1984 and has several gravure DVDs and photo books to her name. The article also mentions the movie is scheduled to show in various locations. This page promotes two strategy guides for Phantasy Star Online Episode 1 and 2 Ultimate on the Nintendo GameCube. Titled, So GameCube Version Ultimate Strategy Plan Activated, it highlights the comprehensive coverage offered by these two publications. The first guide, focused on the system and story, provides a complete walkthrough of the story mode, delving into game system mechanics, detailed explanations of character parameters and growth, and even uncovering hidden data like weapon and armor performance not visible on screen. This guide contains 288 pages and is priced at 1,600 yen. The second guide is dedicated to quests and rare items, exclusively revealing information on 286 rare items, complete with appearance rates tied to sectionoids. It also covers battle techniques, offers a complete strategy for challenge mode and the Hunter's Guild, and includes details on player communication aspects unique to Prepso. This more extensive guide spans 304 pages and costs 1,800 yen. Both guides were available at the time of publication, promising players the ultimate resources for mastering Phantasy Star Online Episode 1 and 2 Ultimate. This page explains how to fill out the included questionnaire postcard for the magazine. It provides clear instructions on using a black pen and writing numbers correctly, with examples shown. The survey asks readers various questions covering demographics like gender and age, along with their school or occupation. It also inquires about which gaming information media they use, how often they purchase the magazine, and their opinion on the cover art. Further questions delve into their favorite game genres and how much time they spent playing console games during the New Year holiday. Readers are also asked to rate the articles in this issue, listing the most and least interesting ones from the provided Table 1. Finally, the survey asks readers to list the hardware they currently own and the hardware they plan to purchase from Table 2, and which upcoming software titles from the App.30 release schedule they are most interested in. Table 1 lists the articles featured in this issue, while Table 2 provides a list of various gaming hardware systems, including Dreamcast, PlayStation 2, GameCube, and others. This page provides a comprehensive look back at the games released in 2002, focusing on sales performance and reader reception across different hardware platforms. It highlights the incredible sales power of titles like Pro Evolution Soccer and the various Pokemon games, which dominated the market. The page includes charts showing the top 30 games based on reader ratings and cumulative sales figures for 2002 releases. While these lists detail specific games, they broadly illustrate the most popular and commercially successful titles of the year, reflecting a diverse range of genres and systems. There's a specific mention of The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker, pondering its impact and reception among players. The latter part of the page examines the performance of several key titles released late in the year, asking which were winners and losers. Resident Evil 0 on GameCube saw solid sales, but perhaps didn't quite drive hardware sales as much as hoped. Tales of Destiny 2 on PlayStation 2 proved to be a significant hit, especially within the RPG genres. SD Gundam G Generation Neo on PlayStation 2 performed well, meeting expectations for the franchise. Unlimited Saga on PlayStation 2, however, appears to have underperformed, with sales falling short of expectations and inventory issues leading to price drops quickly after release. This section provides insight into the competitive holiday season and the varied outcomes for major titles. This page presents a look back at the best games of 2002, highlighting top performers on both PlayStation 2 and Dreamcast based on sales and reader reviews. It features the top 10 lists for each platform, showing average sales figures, with the PS2 list averaging over 660,000 units per title, and the Dreamcast list over 58,000 units. The Dreamcast section notes the remarkable fact that despite the console's production ending years prior, new games, including 18-plus titles, continue to be released. Featured prominently are several key titles from the year. On PS2, we see Dynasty Warriors 3, Stream Legends, an expansion adding new content to the popular hack-and-slash series, and Taiko Drum Master, the rhythm game sensation complete with its unique drum peripheral. On Dreamcast, the critically acclaimed vertical shooter Ikaruga is highlighted, alongside the fighting game, The King of Fighters 2001, showcasing the variety of genres still appearing on the system. The page also touches on the latest software sales trends and upcoming releases for both consoles, showing screenshots of games like Ratchet & Clank and Super Robot Wars, original generation for PS2, and various visual novels illustrating the continued niche support for the Dreamcast platform. The article highlights the best-selling GameCube and Xbox games of 2002. On GameCube, top sellers averaged over 330,000 units sold. Featured is The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker, praised for its cel-shaded art and unique gameplay, and Mario Party 4, the year's top party game. Xbox's top 10 titles averaged over 45,000 units. Key games include Panzer Dragoon or Tata, admired for its world and challenging gameplay, and Crimson Sea, noted for its action and depth. The article also previews current sales trends and upcoming releases, including One Piece titles on GameCube and anticipation for Dead or Alive Stream Beach Volleyball on Xbox. In 2002, the handheld market saw major titles emerge. The Game Boy Advance was dominated by Pokémon, with Ruby and Sapphire leading sales, praised for its core gameplay and 2-on-2 battles. The WonderSwan saw Final Fantasy and One Piece games among its top sellers. SD Gundam Generation, Mono-Eye Gundams on the WonderSwan, was lauded for its 3D graphics and tactical gameplay. Editors' picks included Kirby, Nightmare in Dreamland, GBA, a remake of the NES classic with updated visuals and multiplayer. Arc, The Lad, Kijin Fukatsu, WonderSwan, was highlighted for its deep RPG experience. Sales trends showed strong performance for Mega Man Battle Network 3. Anticipated upcoming releases included Final Fantasy Tactics Advance and Sword of Mana, GBA, along with fighting games on the WonderSwan. This page focuses on Sakura Wars: Atsuki Chishioni for the PlayStation 2. It details previously unseen aspects of the game, promising that scenarios, new animated movies, and even collectible in-game posters are all revealed. A major highlight is the ability to view beautiful posters of the Imperial Combat Review's performances, which are featured prominently throughout the game's adventure sections. The Wind Division characters, who previously only supported the Flower Division from the shadows, are confirmed to appear in new animated sequences within the game. Screenshots showcase the game's dramatic adventure segments, including dialogue scenes with character portraits and tactical combat using the iconic Kubu mechs. There are also visuals of two key vehicles: the Goraigo, a transport train utilized for rapid movement across Tokyo via the underground network, and the Shugai Maru, a large aerial battleship that emerges dramatically from beneath the ground, capable of vertical takeoff and flight. The page emphasizes the impressive scale and detail of these new visual elements, and confirms the game as a dramatic adventure and simulation RPG arriving on PS2 soon. This page delves deeper into Sakura Wars: Atsuki Chishioni for PlayStation 2, focusing on new scenarios and episodes not present in the original Sega Saturn release. A key highlight is the fully realized My Friend Who Doesn't Speak episode centered on Kuran Lee, exploring her relationship with machines and the truth hidden within her heart. This episode is teased as potentially containing hints about Sakura Wars 5. The page details Kuran's struggles and the concern shown by her teammates in the Flower Division. It also mentions the villainous Black Nest Society, potentially exploiting Kuran's troubles to harm the Imperial Combat Review. Screenshots showcase various character interactions, the iconic Kubu mechs, and the 5-colored Aizen Kraid mechs, questioning their significance. Additionally, there's an interview with Mr. Ochuba, the president of the development studio Overworks. He confirms development is nearing completion and highlights significant visual updates, with character portraits and standing CGs completely redrawn to capture a more youthful look for the cast. He also mentions that some scenes intentionally lay groundwork for Sakura Wars 5, and that a bonus DVD featuring Project S will be included with the initial production run. Overall, the interview emphasizes the game feels like a faithful recreation of the original, but transformed into something fresh and high quality. This page continues the deep dive into Sakura Wars. Atsuki Chishioni for PlayStation 2, putting a spotlight on the enhanced events and visuals. It highlights 2 new scenarios, centered around supporting characters who aid Osagami, depicting their personal struggles and Osagami's growth. A fan-favorite addition mentioned is the date scenes with the 3 daughters. The game features an evolved analog lip system, now expressing not just dialogue, but also the intensity of actions. This improved system builds upon the analog lips seen in previous entries. Furthermore, the page details the implementation of Neo-CG technology, which blends 2D animation with CG visuals. This is utilized not only in movie scenes but also integrated into the adventure parts, such as hangars for Kubu and transport machines, and enemy mecha appearances, bringing the world to life with 3D rendering. The article also touches upon comparing the game to the original Saturn version and includes comments on the development schedule, stating it was challenging. Finally, it confirms the return of the classic anime-style next episode previews, which have also been updated alongside the main game's visuals. These previews now combine extracted character parts from the Saturn version's movies with the new Kubu CG. This page shifts gears to a special report on Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution for PlayStation 2. Announcing the game package is complete, and the countdown to release has begun. The focus is on the arcade mode, highlighting a key feature. Players can freely select their desired routes, a major enhancement over the arcade version's system of daily changing routes. This allows players to practice specific stages and character matchups as they like. The article previews the first 5 stages of Aterioi's route, featuring opponents Aterioi, Lei, Brad, Wolf, and Sarah. Brief tactical points are given for each stage, such as focusing on countering throws against Akawe, practicing combos against Lei, dealing with Brad's aggressive style, navigating Wolf's tougher challenge, and handling Sarah's tricky offense. Also covered is the mission mode, which occurs randomly, but has a higher chance of appearing in stages 4 and 8, and is very frequent in the bonus stage against Dural. Missions present specific in-fight challenges for players to complete. The game is confirmed for release on PlayStation 2, published by Sega/Sega AM2. This article explores the gameplay of Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution on PlayStation 2. It details the mission mode, where players can earn items through completing specific objectives even if they lose the match. Skirmishes, special challenge matches, also offer items and fight money upon victory. Arcade mode features 4 character routes, with AOI and Lions routes noted for their difficulty. Strategy tips are provided for later arcade mode stages, including Jeffrey, vary attacks, Akira, punish recovery, Lao, manage rushdown, Go, punish throws, and Lei, understand his stances. The bonus stage against Dural, the game's strongest character, is highlighted as a key checkpoint. Winning against Dural is crucial, and his appearance changes based on the completion time, potentially becoming camouflaged. This page features news on upcoming Sonic games. First, it covers Sonic Adventure DX, a remake of the classic Dreamcast game for the GameCube. The article highlights the return of the beloved title with improved graphics and a story centered around 6 different characters: Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Big the Cat, E102 Gamma, and Amy Rose, each with their own unique gameplay style. It mentions the game is expected this summer. Below, the page introduces Sonic Pinball Party for the Game Boy Advance. This new pinball game features themed tables based on Sonic and other popular Sega/Sonic Team franchises, like Samba de Amigo and Knights. There's a brief interview with Yuji Naka from Sonic Team, where he expresses his excitement about releasing these 2 titles, noting that Sonic Adventure DX is aimed at players who might have started with Sonic Adventure 2 Battle and are new to the original, and that he personally wanted to create a pinball game. This game is also slated for release this summer. This page gives us a detailed look at the House of the Dead 3, specifically highlighting the upcoming Xbox release and the capabilities of its signature weapon, the shotgun. The focus is squarely on the shotgun, explaining it's not just for show, but a calculated scattergun with precise hit detection. The article details how the shotgun blasts spread in a conical pattern, starting with a 1.5 meters diameter at 10 meters away, and maintaining that spread beyond. Damage varies based on distance and the part of the enemy hit. Closer shots are more powerful and hit higher damage areas like the head and chest for potential one-shot kills, even if your aim isn't perfect. Hitting enemies at longer ranges scatters the shots more widely, potentially hitting multiple targets but dealing less damage per hit, making it useful for slowing down groups or softening up tougher foes. The risk increases as enemies get closer, reinforcing the strategy of aiming for the head. There's also a call-out promoting the arcade version, encouraging players to try it out now to get a feel for the unique pump-action shotgun experience ahead of the console release. The game is listed for release on Xbox on January 30th at 6,800 yen, supporting 12 players as a 3D gun shooting title. This page is a feature on the upcoming PlayStation 2 port of Cave's notoriously difficult bullet hell shooter, Dodonpachi Daioju. It includes an interview with Mihara Ichiro, the producer from Arika, discussing their unexpected connection to the series and why they decided to port this particular title. He notes the extreme difficulty, even for experienced players within Arika, and showcases the game's intense bullet patterns. The article briefly touches on the gameplay, mentioning the choice between two ship types and the inclusion of element doll partners that affect your abilities. A key highlight is the inclusion of a Once Before You Die special DVD with the game. This DVD features a full 2-loop clear run of the game performed by top-tier arcade players, a feat so challenging it required months of dedicated practice. The DVD's creation involves separate personnel from the main game port, and the players involved agreed not to compete in official high-score rankings after the game's release, underscoring the monumental skill required. Basic game details are provided, confirming the PS2 release on April 10th for 5,800 yen, developed by Arika, supporting 1 to 2 players, and classified as a shooting game. This port promises a faithful recreation of the challenging arcade experience, aiming to satisfy dedicated shooter fans. The next page delves deeper into Arika's dedication to bringing Dodonpachi Daioju to the PlayStation 2, starting with the technical hurdles. It explains how they tackled the differences in the arcade hardware's frame rate and the PS2's capabilities, meticulously adjusting for timing and resolution discrepancies to ensure a true complete port. The producer, Mihara, shares the intense passion behind this project, stating they felt compelled to share the incredible experience of the game, especially the challenge symbolized by encountering the Wasp with a wider audience. A major highlight is the detailed simulation mode, designed specifically for dedicated practice. This mode allows players to jump into any part of the game, customizing difficulty settings, starting rank, power-ups, and bomb stocks, though practice runs do not save progress. The included DVD adds further value, featuring footage of advanced play from a previous TGS event, showcasing incredible skill in other cave titles like Battle Garega, underscoring the level of play possible. The team poured significant talent and resources into the port, viewing it as a vital legacy of Arika's commitment to the shooting genre, even if the company were to vanish. The page features screenshots of the simulation mode setup and gameplay, as well as a photo of producer Mihara. This page previews Dynasty Warriors 3 for the PlayStation 2, highlighting its release on February 27th. The focus is on the Shu Kingdom, and showcasing 11 of its officers within the game's signature tactical action. The article introduces the revamped Musou mode, which is now tailored to individual kingdoms, offering distinct scenarios and allowing players to swap between characters within a stage. The Shu campaign kicks off with the famous Oath of the Peach Garden. A dedicated profile is given to Zhao Yun, detailing his loyalty to Liu Bei, and his notable actions, such as rescuing Liu Bei's son during the Battle of Changban, and his status as one of Shu's 5 Tiger Generals. The piece ponders his role in this iteration compared to his prominence in earlier titles. Screenshots illustrate menus for force and character selection, as well as scenes from battles. The game is listed as a tactical action title developed by Koei, with a release price of 6,800 yen. Dynasty Warriors 3 introduces key characters like Guan Yu, Zhang Fei, Ma Kao, and Jiang Wei, each with unique backgrounds and combat styles. The game expands on the series' accessible gameplay with new features. Charge attacks are customized for each character, adding variety. Players can now use the new self-introduction and a new repel move for invincibility. Jump charge attacks provide aerial combat options. Character-specific moves include Zhuge Liang's tools, Zhang Fei's throw, Ma Chao's spear spin, and Huang Zhong's arrow attacks. Furthermore, players can now dismount horses while running, offering deeper strategic choices. This page features a breakdown of the crucial mobile units introduced in Dynasty Warriors 3 for PlayStation 2. These aren't player-controlled, but they significantly influence the flow of battle. Units like the Siege Tower, Ram, Bridge Vehicle, Catapult, and Ballista are highlighted, explaining how they can be used to breach castle walls, cross obstacles, and provide support, adding a new layer of strategy to the familiar battlefield chaos. It also delves into the history of some units, like the Tiger Chariot and Wooden Ox, linking them back to the historical romance of the Three Kingdoms period. Additionally, the page introduces 4 key officers from the Shu Kingdom: Wei Yan, Huang Zhong, Zhuge Liang, and Pang Tong, providing brief profiles on their roles and importance within the game's narrative and army structure, building on the game's expansive cast of characters. This page dives into the upcoming RPG, Star Ocean, Till the End of Time, for PlayStation 2, revealing details about 2 key systems that blend story linearity with player freedom. The game utilizes the series' signature real-time battle system, evolving it into a more advanced form. Battles feel like an action game, with multiple characters fighting simultaneously in an intuitive real-time system where button presses control attacks. While visually impressive with flashy moves, the real depth comes from being able to freely control up to 3 party members. Getting comfortable with the controls allows players to execute deliberate combos and tactics. New evasive maneuvers like the backstep and sidestep are crucial, enabling players to dodge enemy attacks and counter quickly, adding a fighting game-like layer to the combat's defense. A critical element is the guts system. Actions consume guts, and reaching 0 leaves a character winded. Managing guts is key to sustained combat. When guts is at 100%, a powerful defensive move called Protect can be used. The page emphasizes that skilled play relies on strategic thinking rather than just mashing buttons. Visually, the game features character customization, where equipping different weapons and armor changes a character's appearance. Examples show the character Roger's look changing significantly with different gear, noting that armor alters appearance more than just the weapon, and these changes vary between characters. This page details the item creation system in Star Ocean. Till the End of Time, a crucial mechanic for obtaining powerful gear and useful items outside of exploration and combat. The system revolves around finding and utilizing specialized creators, each possessing a unique talent, such as cooking, alchemy, crafting, smithery, or engineering. Unlike these specialized characters who focus on a single area, the player characters are unique in that they possess all the item creation talents, though their proficiency will vary. To engage these creator NPCs, players must negotiate contracts, which typically require payment in money, but occasionally a specific item might be requested instead. Once contracted, these creators become part of your team, researching and producing items for you within guild workshops, allowing players to continue their adventures while development is underway. A character profile for Alainez, a young featherfolk woman specializing in crafting, is also featured, highlighting her particular talent and background. Screenshots show the team formation process for creation and dialogue snippets, demonstrating the negotiation process with potential creators. This page delves deeper into the item creation system for Star Ocean, Till the End of Time, detailing the practical aspects of development. It explains that players can form specialized development lines by gathering contracted creators, allowing up to 3 lines to operate simultaneously. These lines are formed by creators sharing the same talent, with examples shown for machine, cooking, and alchemy lines, featuring characters like Faye, Cliff, Vanilla, Mutta, Killer Chef, and Maxwell. While multiple creators per line are more efficient, a single creator can also run a line. Once a line is established, players must decide on the development direction. Either follow existing recipes to improve known items, or leave it to the creators for a potential invention of a completely new item. The page notes that different workshops specialize in specific creation types, like cooking or engineering, and investing money can expand the available tasks within a workshop. Finally, an alert system is introduced, which notifies the player through an on-screen icon, and sounds when development milestones are reached, such as patent applications or the release of new items, allowing players to stay updated without constantly visiting the workshop. Screenshots demonstrate the team setup menu, an example item description, Otoro Sushi, and the alert notification system. This page reveals exciting new details about Super Robot Wars Alpha 2 for the PlayStation 2. The headline announces the public unveiling of a new system. The major focus is the introduction of the squad battle system, a departure from the previous games where units fought individually. Players can now form squads of up to 4 units. You control the squad leader, and the other units provide support during combat. The combination of different robots and pilots within a squad offers immense strategic possibilities. The battle sequences are dynamic, showcasing all units in the squad attacking simultaneously for a more impactful scene. On the map, only the leader unit is displayed, keeping the view clean and easy to manage. The game is described as a simulation RPG and was released in Japan on March 27, 2003. The limited edition included 4 figures. Screenshots on the page illustrate the new squad system in action, showing multiple units engaging in combat and character portraits of pilots like Amuro Ray and Bright Noah. This page provides more detailed information on the new systems introduced in Super Robot Wars Alpha 2, following up on the previous page's announcement of the squad battle system. It highlights the pre-order bonus, a DVD video containing material on the history of Super Robot Wars, special VTRS, and a commercial for the game. It also features the limited edition, which includes 4 Banpresto original figures: Huckabine, MK2I, Ryujinki, Altelion, and Grungust Sanshiki, bundled with the game software. The core focus shifts to the strategic depth offered by the squad battle system. Players can form squads during the intermission, selecting units, and assigning a squad leader. Units possess unique machine special abilities that benefit the entire squad. Squads can be named freely, adding a personal touch. The chosen squad leader grants a squad leader bonus, affecting various stats and abilities of the squad members, visible on the pilot ability screens. Furthermore, a cost system is implemented. Each unit has a cost, and each squad has a maximum cost limit. Players must manage these costs when forming squads, adding another layer of strategy in deciding which units to combine. The screenshots show the menus for squad formation, unit selection, naming, and viewing unit details, including their costs. The page emphasizes that squad leaders can even be changed on the map screen during gameplay. This page provides a detailed look at the upcoming PS2 title, Taishu Mononoke Ibunroku, a new sensation SRPG from Gust. The central event is the Night of Hayaki Yaku, Night Parade of 100 Demons, which occurs once every 7 days. Victory in these battles is key to advancing the story and unraveling its mysteries. The game revolves around collecting Tenku Magatama, items that can grant wishes but require the player to battle rivals. The narrative follows 5 protagonists, each with their own deep motivations, and the story unfolds as they acquire these Magatama. One character, Yadorigi, is seeking revenge through battle. Gameplay is split between the Hayaki Yaku battles and the intervening periods. During the day, players engage in exploration, gathering information, and acquiring weapons and items. This is also where you manage your allied Mononoke, spirits, yokai, recovering them and powering up their abilities. Winning battles not only provides the power of the Magatama, but also grants access to new equipment and items. The page showcases various locations for preparation and story progression, such as the Suwa Grand Shrine, where items can be purchased, the Suwa Hot Springs for character recovery, and Lakeside Park, a commercial hub where important character encounters occur. The game features detailed character art and screenshots, showing both battle scenes and exploration segments, highlighting the game's blend of strategic combat and adventure elements. It is scheduled for release on February 27th. This page details several key systems in Taishu Mononoke Ibunroku, crucial for managing your Mononoke allies and preparing for battle. The soul-dwelling ritual at the Henshin Papa's shop allows you to create new Mononoke by sacrificing specific items, potentially yielding powerful allies right away depending on the item used. If a Mononoke falls in battle, their soul gathers at Tatarazuka, where you can offer items to attempt their revival, with different items influencing the revival gauge. Mononoke growth and class change require Reiki, a spiritual energy found in specific locations on the map. This Reiki can be crystallized into Raiseki, spirit stones, which are essential not only for powering up your Mononoke, but also for crafting items at the craftsman's shop, such as weapon enhancements. You'll also visit the antique dealer for buying and selling various items. The page also introduces several intriguing Mononoke characters like Kaguya, Fudu, Raju, and Tengu, hinting at the diverse entities you might encounter. Finally, the in-game Mononoke library, managed by Kodama, is highlighted as an invaluable resource to look up game systems and terminology, offering detailed explanations for everything from battle mechanics to item descriptions. This page is dedicated to the PlayStation 2 title operator's side, a unique voice-action adventure game. The core concept revolves around the player character, shown here monitoring a situation, guiding the protagonist, a woman named Rio, through a mysterious space station solely using voice commands. You don't directly control Rio. Instead, you view the environment through her camera feed and verbally instruct her on where to go and what to interact with. The page highlights the exploration aspect, where you must observe the surroundings from Rio's perspective and translate what you see into clear commands for her to investigate items or locations. Screenshots show Rio in various poses and environments, alongside the player's monitor room perspective. The article notes that getting skilled at communicating with Rio is key, and suggests the dynamic might even feel somewhat like a romance game as you progress. It's described as a novel operation unlike anything seen before. The game is a single-player title, published by Sony Computer Entertainment. The next page delves further into the gameplay mechanics of Operator's Side on PlayStation 2, starting with introductions to several characters you'll encounter on the station, including Sayaka, who appears to be the protagonist's girlfriend, the Sasaya manager, the Prime Minister Takayama, announcer and Dio, and the diligent guard Muto. The core interaction systems are detailed. You can consult with Rio when she's lost or uncertain, asking questions to help her figure things out. There's also an association system where, in specific situations, you offer words linked to the scenario, and Rio responds based on those associations, helping you uncover clues or advance. Listening to her responses is crucial for determining the next steps. When combat arises, you transition to directing Rio in real time. You can give basic commands like, attack, or tell her to recover health. Crucially, you can target specific body parts of enemies, like the back or mouth, or even switch to her perspective for precision shots, highlighting the strategic depth beyond simple instructions. Finally, the page clarifies that not all actions are done by Rio. As the operator, you perform tasks remotely from your monitor room, such as unlocking doors or cracking safes, which are essential for progression. The game blends Rio's on-site exploration and combat with your crucial remote support and interactive communication events. This page features a detailed preview of Devil May Cry 2 for PlayStation 2, set to release just 2 weeks after this publication. The article focuses on the fundamental aspects and appeal of the game, specifically highlighting the separate campaigns for Dante and the new character, Lucia. The game is described as a stage-clear type action game where players defeat demons, collect orbs, and power up, similar to its predecessor. However, Devil May Cry 2 promises an evolution in stylish high action, with meticulous attention paid to everything from camera work to sword swings. The setting shifts from Mallet Island to Dumeri Island, introducing over 40 types of new demons, many with unique and powerful attack styles. Screenshots showcase various enemies, like the massive orang gorilla known for its power and jumping ability, the visually demonic goatling with a strong charge attack, the Tartarussian capable of wide-area special attacks, and the fiery Furiataurus. An interesting detail is highlighted. Lucia's outfit is a result of a collaboration with the fashion brand Diesel, suggesting this stylish look might be available in the final game. The page confirms the game is published by Capcom, supports one player, comes on 2 discs, and uses a standard PlayStation 2 memory card. Note that the screenshots shown are from a development build. This page continues the preview of Devil May Cry 2, delving deeper into the 2 main scenarios presented on separate discs for Dante and Lucia. The article highlights the significant differences in gameplay and experience depending on which character you choose. A key focus is the Devil Trigger transformation for both protagonists, showcasing their distinct abilities. Dante's transformation emphasizes raw power, while Lucia's leans towards speed and tricky maneuvers, reflected in their unique attacks and movement options. The page also details some of the equipment that shapes each character's playstyle, such as Dante's long-reaching Vendetta sword and elemental-enhancing amulets like the Offense Heart and Healing Heart. Lucia's arsenal includes swords like the Claymore and her bowgun, further emphasizing the variety. The preview points out the different ways to enjoy the game based on the character. Dante's gameplay is described as the classic stylish action Devil Hunter experience, featuring powerful fights in urban environments like high-rise buildings. Lucia, on the other hand, offers a contrasting experience with her fast-paced, tricky combat style and unique stages, including areas not accessible to Dante, such as underwater environments. This duality ensures a fresh experience, regardless of which character you play first. Shadow Tower Abyss, the spiritual successor to Shadow Tower, plunges players into a dark, underground ruin. The protagonist, lured into the tower, finds themselves trapped, setting the stage for the game's narrative. This article focuses on the improved combat system, a significant departure from standard RPGs. Instead of levels, the game emphasizes intuitive character growth. Combat is highly action-oriented, allowing for detailed weapon control. A key feature is the ability to target specific body parts, creating strategic depth. Players can sever limbs, like weapon-wielding arms, or even attack the head, impacting enemy behavior. This mechanic enhances tactical gameplay, creating a faster and more dynamic combat experience, as highlighted by the game's targeting reticle and visual effects. This page delves further into the world of Shadow Tower Abyss, highlighting the depth and variety of its mechanics and inhabitants. The game boasts over 500 distinct items, offering players a wide array of equipment, including weapons like the powerful Warhammer and the Holy U-Chat, protective gear such as the Arm Protector and Will Wizard, and accessories like the Sage Stone, which can enhance stats or provide beneficial effects. This vast selection ensures diverse gameplay options and character customization. The article then introduces some of the creatures inhabiting the game's world, emphasizing that they are treated as living beings, not mere monsters. Examples include the Garb, primitive humanoid creatures who hunt in groups with stone spears, and the Lard, an insectoid swarm with a distinct leader. Most intriguing is the Lulafawn, a human-like creature possessing high intelligence and magic, capable of communication, and whose allegiance is unknown, adding an element of mystery and potential interaction beyond simple combat. Finally, the mysterious game world is described as a vast, underground realm nestled beneath ancient ruins. This labyrinthine area features unsettling forests and contains a colossal, enigmatic tower, promising an expansive environment significantly larger in scale than the previous title. The true nature and purpose of this hidden world remain shrouded in secrecy, inviting players to explore its depths. This page provides a preview of the game Tenchu, Wrath of Heaven for the PlayStation 2. It introduces the primary antagonists who will confront the heroes, Rikimaru and Ayame. The main threat is the enigmatic figure known as Tenrai, depicted as a powerful sorcerer, possibly hundreds of years old, along with his formidable faction. The article specifically highlights 3 members of this group: Anake, a legendary ninja who appears to be undead; Kagura, a beautiful and skilled spellcaster; and Ganda, a giant warrior of immense physical strength. Screenshots on the page showcase these menacing characters and their in-game models. The page also notes the game's genre as stealth action and briefly mentions a promotional DVD distribution featuring game footage. Tenchu, Wrath of Heaven's gameplay centers on stealth and ninja techniques. Players control Rikimaru and Ayame, utilizing actions like attacking, blocking, jumping, including a double jump, and crouching for concealment. The game emphasizes situational awareness with wall hugging, corner peeking, and a focus lock-on for quick enemy targeting. The game features a limited arsenal of ninja tools, with the grappling hook as a key example. A vital mechanic is the stealth meter, Kihai meter, which gauges enemy awareness through color-coded states. Green signifies being unseen, yellow indicates suspicion, purple highlights stealth kill opportunities, and red means combat. The ultimate technique is the stealth kill, Hisatsu, a one-hit instant kill executable on unaware enemies, purple icon. Successfully executing stealth kills is crucial for progressing and mastering the game's ninja gameplay. This page dives into Armored Core 3 Silent Line for the PlayStation 2, offering strategic advice for new players. It highlights the importance of preparing before heading out on missions. A key tip is to prioritize using the arena mode early on, especially for new Raven pilots, to get accustomed to controls and earn rewards like currency and powerful parts, such as the KWGH-NHZL-30 Gatling gun mentioned. This can significantly upgrade your starting mech and ease the difficulty of early missions. The guide suggests transferring data from the previous game, Armored Core 3, if possible, as this greatly impacts the early game difficulty and provides a significant advantage. For early missions, the strategy section emphasizes challenging them with energy weapons to minimize ammo costs, which helps conserve money. It also touches upon mech customization, providing examples of early game assembly types, like a defense-focused build and a mobility-focused build, illustrating the importance of balancing stats like defense, AP, energy consumption, and speed based on mission requirements. The page includes screenshots showcasing gameplay, mech assembly screens, and mission reports, visually supporting the strategic points discussed. This page continues the guide for Armored Core 3 Silent Line, delving into strategies for specific missions. It outlines several operations available through the early phases of the game, detailing objectives, rewards, and crucial tactical advice. For instance, the Intruder Extermination mission requires clearing areas packed with guard mechs, suggesting weapon loadouts effective in confined environments. The Suspicious Group Elimination mission focuses on quickly taking down highly durable enemies, recommending powerful energy rifle shots for efficiency, a point that reinforces the importance of energy weapons discussed earlier. The guide also covers missions like defending resources under time pressure and intercepting unmanned units that appear in specific sequences. A table shows the progression of missions through different phases. Additionally, the page offers insights into training your AZ-controlled companion and debates the merits of relying on the AI versus honing your own skills for higher ranks. This page provides a special report on the PlayStation 2 title, Ark the Lad, Twilight of the Spirits. It introduces the game's world, set a millennium after the previous story, where humans are in decline and the demon race is growing, leading to intense conflict. The vital resource, known as Spirit Stones, is key to both races' power and survival. The article highlights the game's shift to fully 3D battle scenes, offering greater freedom of movement and strategic options compared to previous installments, with features like terrain height and obstacles adding depth to combat. It also details gameplay mechanics, such as support attacks, mini-events called Call-Out, and a tension system affecting character performance. Furthermore, it reveals that characters inherit abilities from prior games, showcasing the evolution of familiar skills. The page features character illustrations and screenshots of the game's 3D battles. This page delivers the latest software information, highlighting upcoming titles. The main feature is Galaxy Angel, originally a popular game on PC, now making its way to Xbox. This title is a hybrid blend of romance-adventure and real-time battle simulation, where players take on the role of the commander of the titular Angel Troop to protect an Imperial Prince. Gameplay is divided into two distinct modes. The adventure mode focuses on interacting with the 5 members of the Angel Troop, building relationships, and progressing the story, while the simulation mode plunges you into real-time space combat, commanding your units against enemies. The game features the vibrant cast of the Angel Troop characters, each with their own personality. Interestingly, PC desktop accessories for Galaxy Angel were released on the same day as the Xbox version. Also featured is Mahjong from Nippon Ichi Software, a mahjong game starring characters from their beloved Marl Kingdom series. The page also includes lists of upcoming releases for the next few months. This page dives into the world of pint-sized warfare with army men for the PlayStation 2. Get ready for some serious strategy in this real-time game where you command plastic soldiers in large-scale battles. The core gameplay involves leading your troops into enemy territory, crushing the opposition, and completing diverse mission objectives. Success hinges on strategically combining different unit types and adapting your formation on the fly. The game boasts a rich lineup of units, ranging from basic combat soldiers to specialized vehicles for support, recovery, and even demolition. You'll manage units like the versatile bulldozer for construction and resource gathering, the essential dump truck for supply lines, and the crucial recovery vehicle to keep your units in the fight. Offensive options include powerful tanks, combat helicopters, and unique units like the Dum-Dum for surprise attacks. Beyond the battlefield, the page highlights the facility upgrade system. By improving structures like the barracks, you unlock the ability to produce more advanced and powerful units, giving you a tactical edge. Upgrading is key to expanding your strategic options and challenging tougher opponents. The game also features exciting special missions and bonus missions that offer additional challenges and rewards for skilled commanders, adding significant replayability after clearing the main campaign. The concept of large-scale conflict, presented through the lens of tiny plastic soldiers, creates a unique and engaging experience. Tenerezza is an action RPG for Xbox and PC, where you must balance leisurely exploration with saving the town from a monster outbreak. The gameplay loop centers on gathering items for requests and crafting equipment, alongside interacting with unique townsfolk to uncover sub-events and quests. A cooking system allows you to prepare recovery items with varying effects. Your base is Esperanza, from which you'll explore diverse areas on a quest to find 4 magic stones, guarded by powerful individuals. Leveling up enhances magic, allowing customization. A key combat mechanic is the charge attack, enabling more powerful spells like Wind Cutter, adding a strategic depth to battles that require effective use of melee and magic. This page features upcoming PlayStation 2 titles. First up is Bakusu Dekotora Densetsu Otoko Hanaroman, bringing the popular Japanese series about customizing and racing highly decorated trucks, Dekotora, to the PS2. Set for release on January 23, 2003, the game offers a variety of modes including a nationwide conquest mode, a story mode following a character aiming to become a legendary truck driver, and a skill competition mode. The game emphasizes truck customization, allowing players to elaborately dress up their vehicles. The music, fittingly, features enka songs. Below that is 007 Nightfire, a spy action game based on the iconic James Bond franchise, also arriving on PS2 on January 30, 2003. This title mixes first-person shooting and driving action, offering diverse gameplay missions. Pierce Brosnan reprises his role as James Bond. The game boasts stages set in various locations around the world, including a surprising mission in space. Multiplayer supports up to 4 players via split screen. The Japanese voice cast includes actress Aiko Koike, voicing a Bond girl. The page highlights the game's presentation and the return of familiar 007 elements like the theme song and gadgets. This page shifts focus to another PlayStation 2 title, the tactical RPG Disgaea, Hour of Darkness. Scheduled for a January 30th release, this game is highlighted for its deep gameplay, described as a simulation RPG that encourages players to delve into character development and puzzle-like map clearing. The overview touches on the game's humorous story, centered around a power struggle in the Netherworld. Screenshots showcase the tactical battles on grid-based maps, featuring unique terrain effects known as geo-effects. The magazine emphasizes how these effects, tied to colored panels and symbols, can dramatically alter the flow of combat, adding a strategic layer beyond simply moving and attacking. Players can manipulate these effects by destroying symbols or changing panel colors. Key characters like Laharl, Etna, and Floan are introduced with vibrant artwork. The game also boasts an extensive character creation system, allowing players to create and develop various classes including warriors, mages, clerics, martial artists, thieves, and more, many of which are shown through character portraits. A significant feature detailed is the item world, a randomly generated dungeon accessed from the Demon Castle, which serves as the primary method for strengthening equipment, and can be explored repeatedly, with the item's power increasing as players descend floors. The content suggests a game with considerable depth and replayability. This page features 2 upcoming GBA titles. First up is Power Pro Kun Pocket 5, part of the popular baseball series known for its quirky story modes and minigames. Releasing on January 23rd, this entry continues the trend with a highlighted success mode that seems to involve a bizarre premise of player identities being swapped, adding a unique narrative layer beyond just baseball simulation. The game also packs charming minigames, like a brick-breaking challenge, and includes standard baseball modes like My Pennant. There's even a section titled, What in the World Is This?, hinting at a mysterious, non-baseball related element in the story mode. Below that, we have Marie, Ellie, and Anis no Atelier. Soyokaze Kara no Dengen, an RPG from the Atelier series, set for release on January 24th. The coverage here focuses specifically on the game's tutorial mode, emphasizing its importance for new players to grasp the core gameplay loop of this alchemy-focused RPG. Key elements explained in the tutorial include accepting requests at the tavern, the vital process of alchemy synthesis itself, gathering essential information around town, and venturing out to collect raw materials. Screenshots showcase character interactions, the synthesis interface, and exploration areas, highlighting the game's classic atelier mechanics adapted for the GBA. This article highlights upcoming releases, including a new PS2 version of the visual novel My Mary May. The game focuses on the artificial life form Ryu and her relationship with the protagonist Kyosuke, exploring themes beyond romance. Also featured are GameCube versions of 2 classic survival horror titles from Capcom. Resident Evil 2 follows Leon S. Kennedy and Claire Redfield's struggle for survival in zombie-infested Raccoon City, emphasizing its unique scenario system. Resident Evil 3 Nemesis casts players as Jill Valentine as she desperately tries to escape the city while being hunted by the relentless Nemesis. with the live selection system influencing the narrative. Both releases offer fans a chance to revisit the terrifying origins of the Resident Evil series. This page features Muzzle Flash, a tactical action game for Xbox, set to release on February 27th for 6,800 yen. The game puts players in the shoes of Spencer, who must infiltrate terrorist-occupied zones alone, completing missions in each stage. The game emphasizes strategic freedom, allowing different approaches like long-range sniping, forceful assaults with machine guns, or stealthy movement with a handgun. Success depends on understanding weapon performance and making smart tactical decisions. The game offers 3 modes. Story mode follows Spencer through training, and 5 distinct battlefields, each with a different environment and objective, like destroying a weapons cache in the desert or navigating a dense forest. Additional mission mode presents challenging tasks on the same stages, such as surviving with limited resources or escaping dangerous traps. Network mode supports online battles via Xbox Live, including team deathmatch and survival modes, where communication is key to victory. The conflict centers around 2 factions: the unstable Cornelia, rich in resources, and the dictatorial Gamerica, planning annexation. Players experience the battlefield, where the motivations of these sides collide. The article introduces key characters, including Leon Spencer, a hero of the resistance for Cornelia, and various figures from the Gamerica military and a mysterious terrorist organization led by the enigmatic Gato. Spencer receives a critical mission from Cornelia to thwart Gamerica's conspiracy and returns to the fight. This page is dedicated to the PlayStation 2 title Shin Megami Tensei 2 I Nocturne, revealing details about its release and core mechanics. It highlights the upcoming Deluxe Pack, which includes bonus items like a treasure chest and a music CD, alongside a first print bonus of a protagonist figure for early buyers. The article delves into the game's setting, the chaotic vortex world, shaped by competing ideologies called Kotowari. 2 major factions vying for control are introduced: the Mantra Army, led by Gusterius, who believe only in power and instinct, and the Nihilo Organization, headed by Hikawa, who seek a world of tranquility and collect energy for their goal. The page also showcases several demons you'll encounter, such as Oni, Nu, and Eligor, providing brief descriptions of their origins or traits. Key gameplay systems are explained, including the return of the series' signature demon fusion at the Cathedral of Shadows, where you combine demons to create more powerful allies, and the concept of sacrifice fusion to further enhance results. Finally, the mysterious Amala network is detailed as a network of terminals allowing rapid travel across the Vortex world, though its paths can be unpredictable. Taito is releasing 2 new games: Super Puzzle Bobble All-Stars for GameCube and Warrior Blade, Rastan vs. Barbarian Hen for PlayStation 2 and GameCube. Super Puzzle Bobble All-Stars brings the classic bubble-popping gameplay to the GC, introducing 4-player battles and a new Shoot Bubble mode. Players can enjoy various modes, including puzzle, battle, and CPU battles, featuring the familiar Bub and Bob dragons. It's designed for all skill levels. Warrior Blade, Radistan vs. Barbarian Hen is a 3D fighting action game set in a post-apocalyptic world. It features one-on-one combat, 4-player battles, and an 8-player battle royale mode with CPU opponents. Players can utilize standard and strong attacks, combos, magic, items, and stage objects in combat. The game boasts 10 unique characters, including Rastan, with character growth tied to completing quests and the main story. This page features information on 2 upcoming Japanese game releases. The top section covers, quote, a multi-ending adventure game for the Dreamcast. Originally a PC title, this DC port adds new scenarios, playable characters, additional CG artwork, and voice actor comments not present in the PlayStation 2 version. The story begins when the protagonist starts living alone and encounters strange girls, leading to a cohabitation life. Character profiles highlight girls like Choco, who lives with the protagonist, Satsuki, who is distrustful but courageous, and Honoka, who is honest and prone to jealousy. The page shows character illustrations and screenshots of the game's art. The bottom section introduces Venus and Braves, the Witch, the Goddess, and the Prophecy of Destruction, an RPG for the PlayStation 2. Players control Blood, an immortal hero, on a 100-year journey to avert a prophecy of destruction. The core gameplay revolves around building a knightly order. The unique prophecy system allows players to influence future events. Relationships within the order are crucial. Same-sex bonds can lead to summoning powerful spirits, while opposite-sex relationships can result in marriage and children inheriting their parents' place in the fight over the century. creating a rich human drama. Screenshots show the strategic grid-based combat and character interactions. This page features a look at 2 diverse upcoming titles, blending genres and offering unique gameplay experiences. First up is Generation of Chaos 3 Todoki no Fuin, arriving on both PlayStation 2 and Game Boy Advance. This title continues the series' tradition of merging deep simulation strategy with character-driven RPG elements. Players will engage in large-scale strategic battles on the world map, managing nations and armies, while also exploring dungeons and interacting with characters in traditional RPG sequences. This entry promises a brand new story set 130 years after a previous event, focusing on the conflict between the Radia Kingdom and the Xenon Marine Army. The artwork showcases key figures from these factions, including Wallace, Alfild, and Leaf for Radia, and Abdoma and Baal for Xenon, hinting at the political intrigue and character drama central to the game. The second game featured is Dancing Swords Senku for the Game Boy Advance. This is a fast-paced side-scrolling action game that incorporates a unique rhythm-based combo system. Players control one of 5 different swordswomen, battling hordes of demons using timed attacks to unleash powerful and flashy rhythm combos. The visuals are vibrant 2D pixel art, reminiscent of classic action titles, but with modern flair. Character designs by Noisy to bring personality to the heroines, including the featured Rusiel and Mimimi, promising an exciting and stylish action experience with a focus on satisfying combat flow. This page showcases 2 diverse titles heading to the PlayStation 2. First up is the latest iteration in the popular rhythm game series, Taiko no Tatsujin. This new version is packed with new songs, bringing the total to 64, including tracks from the arcade, J-pop hits, anime themes, and original compositions. The game promises enhanced visuals and more vibrant performances during gameplay, alongside new modes like survival and party play, making it even more engaging for solo and group play. It's clear the developers are building on the success of the series, adding more content and polish. Also featured is Cut Vibe Golf, a toon-rendered golf simulation. This title stands out by including 16 real-life professional golfers, allowing players to compete against or even play as their idols. It also features original characters. The gameplay uses the analog stick for intuitive control over shots and spin, aiming for a realistic yet accessible feel. Players can challenge themselves on 5 distinct courses, each inspired by different real-world locations like lush forests, a Hawaiian volcano, a Grand Canyon, and a southern wetland. The game's cartoon aesthetic gives it a unique visual style. Both games are slated for release on March 27th, offering different kinds of entertainment for PS2 owners. This page previews a couple of upcoming titles, shifting platforms from the previous features. First up is Jugtaste Mahjong for the PlayStation 2, scheduled for release in April. This is a mahjong game based on the popular Slag Taste series, bringing the characters from the manga into the game. It includes a story mode where you play as a detective solving cases through mahjong matches. The game features characters with full voice acting, and the initial special edition will even come with a figure. Also featured is Dragon Quest Monsters Caravan Heart for the Game Boy Advance, with a release date yet to be determined. This is an RPG, where you form a caravan not just of monsters, but also various people with different jobs, journeying to find mysterious orbs needed by the protagonist, Kiefer, to return home. The game introduces new systems, such as support in battle, where your caravan members aid your guardian monsters. Another key element is managing food, which is consumed as you travel, requiring you to find ways to replenish it. Different professions in your caravan, like the fortune teller who helps locate orbs, the fisherman who catches food, and the chef who reduces consumption, play vital roles in your adventure. This page jumps to upcoming releases on different consoles. Featured prominently is Spider-Man coming to PlayStation 2, Xbox, and GameCube. Based on the live-action movie, the game also pulls in classic comic villains, like Shocker, Scorpion, and Vulture, each with their signature powers like Shocker's vibrating gauntlets, Scorpion's genetic enhancements and tails, and Vulture's flight and gadgets. The screenshots show Spidey battling these foes in various environments, promising intense action. Further down, Mega Man NT Warrior Transmission is previewed for the GameCube. Building on the popular Mega Man Battle Network series from the Game Boy Advance and the anime, this is a full-action game. The core battle chip system returns, allowing players to customize Mega Man's abilities by collecting data from defeated viruses and enemies. The game promises a story set between the first 2 Battle Network titles, and will feature both familiar characters and new Navis, such as Quickman and Needleman, adding fresh challenges for fans. The screenshots show the 2D side-scrolling action the series is known for, adapted for the GC. This page shifts focus to upcoming releases on PS2 and Xbox, specifically highlighting the adventure game Green Green. This title, originally a PC game, is being ported to consoles. The premise involves a girls' class transferring to a previously all-boys school, leading to chaotic and comedic events. The console versions will feature original characters and different story elements compared to the PC release. Gameplay centers around moving around the school and engaging in conversations with the girls to deepen relationships over a period of a month and a half. The page showcases character profiles for both the PS2 and Xbox original characters, such as Yamabuki Kiri, Tsukumori Kozue, Inuma Chisato, Tochioka Futaba, and others, alongside various screenshots depicting school life and character interactions. This page focuses on the upcoming Nintendo GameCube title, Gift Pia, an intriguing RPG from developer Skip headed by Kenichi Nishi, known for previous works like Moon and L.OL. Described as an alternative RPG, the game aims to offer an experience outside the traditional mainstream, aligning with Nishi's past unconventional projects. Set on the mysterious Nanashi Island, the story centers around the lazy protagonist, Pokol, who must earn 5 million main to pay for his coming-of-age ceremony after missing it. The article showcases various screenshots hinting at gameplay, including fishing and exploring the island. It also introduces key characters like the stern mayor Mayor-san, his daughter Cappy, the unique robot police Mappo, and even a goat named Yukio. The concept of gifting a utopia to the player suggests a positive, experience-driven game. Given Nishi's history of innovative and thoughtful game design, the article expresses anticipation for how this alternative RPG will challenge player expectations. This page shifts focus to provide helpful information for the GameCube and Game Boy Advance, marking a change in the magazine section's content to cover these platforms and their peripherals more thoroughly. A major highlight is the annual Pokémon gift campaign, offering players the chance to obtain Latias or Latios in Pokémon Ruby and Sapphire. By obtaining the Eon ticket item via a mystery event at specific venues like the Next Generation World Hobby Fair or Pokémon Centers, players can travel to Southern Island to encounter these special Pokémon holding the Heart Dew. Instructions are provided on how to activate the mystery event feature in the game, requiring players to progress past the 5th gym badge and interact with an NPC in Petalburg City. The page also touches on previous gift Pokémon like Mew and Celebi. Additionally, the latest series of the Pokémon trading card game, Advance Adventure, is announced with new designs and a fan club, alongside details on available starter decks. The GameCube section announces the winner of a campaign for Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem, who received a life-size replica of the Tome of Eternal Darkness. The game is described as a psychological horror action-adventure from Nintendo, noted for its unique narrative structure and sanity effects. The winner shares their positive experience, highlighting the challenging but rewarding gameplay and the memorable sanity effects, having completed the game multiple times. This page features a collection of games based on popular comic and anime characters, highlighting releases for the GameCube and Game Boy Advance. A section shows the top-selling GC character games from 2002, including titles like Ultimate Muscle and Yu-Gi-Oh! The Falsebound Kingdom. The page then delves into specific upcoming titles. First up is Earth Defense Force Mao-chan on the PlayStation 2, a nurture simulation game based on the anime. Players manage Machan's daily schedule in Nurture mode, affecting her parameters and unlocking minigames, as shown in screenshots displaying status screens and gameplay scenes. This leads into Battle mode, where Machan must defend Japan from cute invaders using unique attacks like Hug Punch, with different attacks available depending on distance and personality, influenced even by the national budget. Screenshots show the battle interface and character interactions. Next we look at Get Backers for the Game Boy Advance. This is an RPG based on the popular series, focusing on the retrieval specialist Ban and Ginji. Players form parties, take on requests, and engage in Kyuten battles where special moves erupt. The game features an interactive battle sync system, where timed button presses during combat can trigger powerful attacks or support actions, shown in screenshots depicting conversation sequences and dynamic battle effects. Conversations with partners are also a key part of the gameplay loop. This page offers a comprehensive strategy guide for the Xbox fighting game, Kakuto Chojin, Back Alley Brutal. The guide kicks off with fundamental systems, emphasizing mastering, dodging, increasing counterattack speed, aiming for ringouts, and paying close attention to stages, particularly those associated with female characters, due to frequent ring-out opportunities. A key feature highlighted is the game's Kakuto and Chojin modes, which significantly alter character playstyles. The guide breaks down how characters like Saber, Reiji, and Rina play differently depending on the mode, discussing their strengths and recommended approaches. Saber is described as a basic heavy hitter in Kakuto mode, while his Chojin mode focuses on longer combos. Reiji utilizes stance changes in Kakuto mode for unpredictable attacks, becoming faster in Chojin mode. Reina is strong with linked moves in Kakuto, and her Chojin style involves unique evasive movements and dynamic attacks. The page also includes specific move recommendations, such as key launcher techniques for each character, and simple, effective combos to get players started. Screenshots throughout the page illustrate the various techniques and gameplay scenarios discussed for each character and system. This guide for Kakuto Chojin, Back Alley Brutal, focuses on defensive and movement fundamentals. It emphasizes throws for guard breaks and the need for throw escapes, highlighting the utility of dashes for spacing and feints. Crucially, it stresses Ukemi, recovery, to avoid being vulnerable after knockdowns. A unique versus mode mechanic, triggered by throw escapes, leads to rapid hit exchanges. The guide then provides character-specific strategies. Khan, with a limited moveset, relies on his hypergauge and rolling stance. Vegard is versatile, requiring mastery of his flamingo stance and combos. Roxy, focusing on ground battles and linked moves, utilizes altered attack routes and linked moves in Chojin mode for significant damage. Simple launcher techniques and beginner combos are recommended for all characters, illustrated with screenshots. The next page dives deeper into the mechanics of Kakuto Chojin, Back Alley Brutal, focusing on the crucial super gauge and its strategic uses. It highlights the super gauge as the most important factor for winning, explaining you build it by attacking, and can only use special moves when it's full. It then introduces the innermost secrets, or the boost mode activated by the gauge, which is frequently used. This mode dramatically changes character performance, offering benefits like faster response times on moves, enabling previously impossible combos, and even altering the properties of certain techniques. The page also breaks down 3 characters: J.D. Stone, Vitwara, and Shadow. J.D. Stone is presented as a powerful puncher, who excels at using ducking and weaving to counter, with particularly strong launcher techniques in Chojin mode. Vitwara is described as feeling almost like a different character when utilizing the super gauge, requiring precise input for varied combos, making them suited for technical players. Shadow is shown to have a minimal basic moveset but gains significant versatility through derived moves and combos, strongly suggesting players transition to the Chojin mode to unlock their full potential with enhanced basics and special moves. The page concludes these sections with examples of effective launcher techniques and combos for each character. This guide explores advanced Kakuto Chojin techniques, focusing on air combos and boost mode utilization. Mastering boost enhances damage and combo opportunities, particularly by using the middle attack after guard breaks or launches for relaunches. The guide also introduces just frames, precise timed inputs for extending combos, which require practice but offer significant damage potential. Strategic use of the guard button allows for action cancels, leading to resets or combo continuations. Character endings in story mode can offer valuable combo insights. Specific character strategies are provided. Ying Kai Li excels at guard breaks and back attacks. C. Ramirez uses toughness in Kakuto mode, focusing on launchers and throws. Assad offers simpler, high-damage combos, ideal for beginners, with a notable middle kick follow-up. Each character section includes example launcher moves and basic combos. This page is a comprehensive strategy guide for Blinks, the time sweeper on the Xbox, focusing on challenging later stages, specifically rounds 51, 52, and 53. It emphasizes the crucial role of mastering the game's unique time control mechanics and understanding complex level layouts to succeed. For round 51, the guide recommends utilizing the rewind ability to overcome challenges with collapsing platforms, and encourages players not to panic on retracting wall platforms. Round 52 covers navigating treacherous spiral paths filled with timed obstacles, detailing strategies for obtaining hidden medals by interacting with stage objects like barrels and pendulums. The guide for round 53 highlights the difficulty of the final section, advising players to consistently collect junk to power up their vacuum against durable enemies, and to heavily rely on stop or slow time controls for tricky platforming sequences leading to the goal. The overarching advice is to persevere through failure and strategically employ time manipulation to conquer these demanding levels and collect all medals. This guide provides strategies for challenging later levels of Blinks. The Time Sweeper. Round 61 uses a seesaw shortcut and emphasizes quick-fire dragon defeat. Careful timing and rewind are essential for collapsing platforms. Round 62 focuses on minecart sections, requiring correct switch activation, and recommends using time controls like record/playback or freeze against fire dragons and dust keepers. Round 63 highlights remembering switches during minecart rides, utilizing the vacuum, and suggests slow time on conveyor belts and rewind or pause during the flying minecart sequence. Boss 5, Giant Tank. Strategy focuses on destroying its spheres quickly and attacking after its rotation using stop or slow. Boss 6, Karawagan 2, relies heavily on time operations, aiming for its back and using rewind to lure it. This page dives deep into the PlayStation 2 exclusive content of Guilty Gear XX. It focuses on tackling the challenging original modes, specifically the mission mode, where players must clear specific objectives under unique conditions. The guide aims to help players overcome the difficulty spikes and complete these missions to unlock gallery illustrations. The page outlines the conditions for unlocking various illustration sets based on the number of missions cleared. It then provides detailed strategies and tips for several specific missions, offering advice on character tactics, required inputs, and crucial timing, supported by gameplay screenshots showing the action. There's also a handy key explaining the symbols used for character inputs and mechanics within the guide. Clearing these missions is key to seeing everything Guilty Gear XX has to offer on PS2. This page lays out the branching paths and ending conditions for the story mode in Guilty Gear XX for the 4 new characters introduced in this version: Bridget, Slayer, Zappa, and Inno. For Bridget, the key branching point is defeating the 4th opponent without using a continue. Doing so leads to the branch and X endings. Otherwise, you follow the normal ending path, though a branch to the X ending is still possible within that route. Slayer's endings all branch from within the normal ending route. The conditions for the branch ending involve his fight against Milia as the 5th opponent, while the X ending branches during the fight against Potemkin as the 3rd opponent. Meeting specific requirements in these fights determines the path. Zappa's path forks during the fight against Testament as the 4th opponent, which is the point for the X-ending branch. The outcome of his fight against Faust as the 6th opponent determines whether he gets the normal or branch endings. Simply defeating the 6th opponent guarantees an ending for Zappa. Ino also has branching points for both the branch and X endings within her normal ending route. Defeating Eddie as the 3rd opponent is a major point for entering the X ending path, which has quite strict requirements to achieve. The conditions for her other endings depend on subsequent fights and achieving certain criteria by the 4th opponent. This page features the Final Fantasy Sega Community Section, Volume 9, looking ahead to 2003 and the changes coming to the game. The main focus is an interview with producer Hiromichi Tanaka, who discusses the future direction of Vana'diel. He reveals that the first expansion disc, known internationally as Rise of the Zillart, was already in production, explaining that the sheer amount of data made a physical release necessary, rather than a simple download update. Tanaka addresses concerns that players without the expansion wouldn't be able to play with those who have it, assuring that they can still group up in the original areas. He emphasizes the dynamic nature of online game development, stating that the development team heavily values and incorporates user feedback from the community to continuously improve the game. He encourages players to actively contribute their opinions and suggestions. The page also includes community features like Things I Started Doing, where a player shares a humorous anecdote about offering in-game fortune-telling services in Juno. The Memory Album showcases a user screenshot of a character riding an Orshish stone launcher, highlighting unique in-game experiences. Finally, a character spotlight focuses on Kurilla, a notable knight from Sandoria, detailing her background and skills. This page is the Dorimaga PC Information Bureau section, featuring an illustration of 2 anime-style girls sharing a warm moment by a kotatsu table. One girl with pink hair appears to be crying or laughing while holding her face, and the other with black hair is smiling and holding a small cup. The page includes a lighthearted conversation between 2 staff members, referred to as Bureau Member A and B, discussing their upcoming New Year's holiday plans. Their chat touches on traditional activities like enjoying tangerines at the kotatsu, watching the Kohaku Song Festival, and eating osechi, contrasted with modern activities like attending comic-kits, offline meetings, and online game countdowns, with a humorous jab about visiting shrines for the shrine maidens. The contents section lists two main topics covered in this section. The first is the highly anticipated Bishoujo game titled Snow, described as the most talked about title in the genre, which has finally been released and is featured on page 156. The second topic is Moonlight Destiny, presented as the second title produced overseas, following Rhapsody of the West Wind, with coverage on page 160. The illustration credits list Akoe Nagisa for the original art and Kaishin for the coloring. This page features the highly anticipated Bishoujo game Snow, which was mentioned on the previous page as the most talked about title in the genre. The page provides a glimpse into the game's world, with a poetic prologue hinting at a tale of a dragon princess who commands snow, and her unfulfilled love for a man, leading to eternal winter in a village. The main focus is on the character Yukizuki Tsuno. Her profile details her birthday, blood type, physical stats, hobbies, drawing and walking, and favorite food, andramens. She is described as an incredibly innocent and trusting girl who is not good at handling things. The daughter of the village's only general store owner, often seen drawings. Several illustrations show Tsuno in a snowy setting, including a large image where she interacts with white rabbits. Other character visuals are also included, showcasing different heroines from the game. The overall presentation highlights the game's winter setting and its focus on character interaction within this isolated village. This page continues showcasing the highly anticipated Bishoujo game, Snow, delving deeper into its mysterious love story set in a snowbound village. The central premise outlined here involves the protagonist heading to help his cousin, but immediately facing a life-threatening accident upon arrival. A character profile introduces Saeki Tsugumi, born May 10th, O blood type, 165 centimeters tall, 56 kilograms, with stats 164.90 seconds. Her hobbies include travel and karaoke, and her favorite thing is delicious food. She is described as running the village's old inn, Ryujin-oen, and possessing a bright, cheerful personality, excelling particularly at cooking. An illustration features her in a blue kimono, looking cheerful. The page also touches upon how the protagonist meets the game's heroines, stating, "It's not entirely clear yet, but is likely tied to exploring the small village." Furthermore, it highlights events unique to the snowy setting, such as enjoying snow play with the heroines, suggesting a return to childlike fun. Confirmed details lists Snow as a romance-adventure game developed by Studio Mebius. Release information confirms a January 31st release date at 8,800 yen for PC, requiring Windows 98 ME 2000 XP, with minimum specs around Pentium 2300 MHz and 64 MB RAM. Various character illustrations and snowy scene screenshots pepper the page, emphasizing the game's winter atmosphere and cast. This page delves further into the world of the visual novel Snow, revealing more characters and providing an in-depth look at the game's unique setting. We are introduced to two more heroines. First, Wakaba Utuka, presented with detailed but unusual stats, like an 89 centimeters height and 12 kilograms weight, enjoys making snowmen and sweets. Described as sometimes bossy but ultimately kind, and attached to her cat, Shaman. The second character is Hyokawa Asahi, a green-haired girl whose hobby is listed as evil extermination activity. She's portrayed as impulsive and restless, often causing trouble for the protagonist without clear intent. The page then shifts focus to Ryujin Village itself, the primary location for the game's events. This small village, with a population of around 300, is defined by its peculiar environment, where snow falls even in summer, attributed to a powerful local deity said to control weather and even cause earthquakes. This unusual climate attracts meteorologists. Local specialties include pickles, manju, and local sake. Several points of interest within the village are highlighted, including the ancient Ryujin Shrine, the non-freezing Ryujin Lake featuring hot springs and boat rentals, and the picturesque Ryujin Waterfall deep in the mountains, considered a sacred site. These locations suggest diverse areas for the player to explore within the snowy setting. This page continues our exploration of the visual novel Snow, introducing more key characters and detailing important locations within Ryujin Village. We meet three more heroines. First, Kitazato Shigure, described as a quiet and shy girl living outside the village, who supports others from the shadows. Despite her gentle nature, she's said to be warm-hearted, especially towards animals. Next is Yukizuki Sayori, who possesses keen observational skills and enjoys travel and collecting things as hobbies. Finally, Tachibana Meiko is introduced, a girl studying folklore who researches the village's dragon god legend. Her actions sometimes invite strange rumors. The page also introduces a significant supporting character, Tachibana Seikiro, a doctor who runs the village clinic. He is skilled, but sometimes makes remarks that cause unease. A mysterious image titled Childhood Sumino is also shown, hinting at a possible connection to another character and raising questions about her identity. Furthermore, we get a look at two important facilities in Ryujin Village. The first is the Ryujin Tenshukaku, an inn known for its wide open-air hot spring bath, the only one in the village, and its delicious cuisine. The second is the Yukizuki General Store, the sole shop in the village, providing everything necessary so residents feel no inconvenience. These details flesh out the village setting, showing the key places players will interact with during the game. This page highlights a new action RPG from Nihon Falcom for the PC, titled Tsukikage no Destiny, presented as the second overseas production following The Legend of Heroes V, Prophecy of the Moonlight Witch on the Dreamcast. It aims to appeal to fans familiar with Falcom's work. The game plunges players into the vast Chinese mainland, exploring the world of wuxia, a genre centered on chivalry, martial arts, heroes, and human emotion. The narrative begins with the legend of two martial arts masters, Yang Lai and Shangguan Feilong, and continues with Yang Lai's son, Yang Yingfeng, entering the turbulent Wulin martial arts world to fulfill his father's dying wish. Players will navigate conflicts, seek power, and become embroiled in fate's battles. Screenshots showcase isometric real-time combat involving multiple characters and dialogue scenes, suggesting a blend of action and traditional RPG storytelling. This title promises a grand epic on the Chinese continent. This page features Tsukikage no Destiny, an action RPG that was a major hit in China, presented as the second in a series of overseas productions. The game employs a quarter-view perspective, typical of many popular online RPGs, but stands out with highly detailed graphics and character animations, including effects like blooming cherry blossoms and subtle movements like hair rustling. Gameplay revolves around real-time combat rooted in martial arts, requiring quick reflexes to counter enemy attacks and navigate obstacles. Beyond just action, the game emphasizes strategy and utilizing the environment. A significant draw is the cast of charming characters from the vast Chinese mainland who interact with and support the protagonist, Yang Yingfeng. These include beautiful women like Meyer, Lanwei, Nalanzhen, and Zixuan, and handsome martial artists like Zhuo Feifan. The narrative centers on Yingfeng's journey through the turbulent Wulin world to fulfill his father's legacy, leading to encounters that challenge his beliefs and path. The game boasts multiple story routes, a notable feature for an action RPG. Player decisions significantly influence the narrative, determining whether the ending is a happy triumph or a tragic fall. Your choices alone shape the protagonist's destiny. Screenshots illustrate the isometric viewpoint, dynamic combat sequences with flashy effects, a map view, and dialogue scenes, showcasing the game's blend of action and story. This page is a special feature showcasing reader-submitted color illustrations for the new year, titled Color Illustration Exhibition, Happy New Year from Everyone, Special. The magazine staff comments on the theme, noting that even after the initial New Year's rush, it's still appropriate to wish everyone well, and appreciating the submissions, especially those featuring characters in traditional kimono, which adds an unexpected charm. The page features several illustrations, a striking portrait wishing a Happy New Year, a character illustration titled Taisho Mononoke Ibunroku Suzune, depicting an anime-style katy-eared girl in traditional dress, and 3 more illustrations at the bottom. These bottom submissions show characters in various styles, one with a sign for industry domination, another in a yellow kimono, and a third in a blue-patterned yukata. Each illustration includes the artist's location, name, and a short comment about their submission or the new year, reflecting the community engagement aspect of the feature. This page continues the New Year's Reader Illustration Showcase, featuring a variety of artistic styles and characters. Among the submissions, we see festive scenes with characters resembling those from fighting games like Guilty Gear XX, celebrated by staff comments on their relaxed New Year's vibe. There's also a distinct illustration of Knuckles the Echidna from the Sonic series, noted for its unique style. Fans of Phantasy Star Online will recognize characters depicted from Episode 1 and 2 and Vergaver 2, including a detailed character from Swapso, and a charming new Jackman Force. Other submissions include original characters in traditional Japanese attire, a stylized portrait, and even a playful take on a well-known robot character, commented on with humor by the magazine staff. The art ranges from dynamic action poses to serene portraits and whimsical designs, all celebrating the New Year theme. At the bottom, details are provided for readers who wish to submit their own artwork, covering specifications for both mail and email submissions, including format, size, and required information like game title and a brief comment. The contact details for the magazine's submission department are also listed. The overall tone is appreciative of the reader's creative contributions. This page features the manga series Guru Guru Creature, specifically episode 86 titled, Do You Have Words of the Heart? On the left side, we find introductions to the main characters. Guru Guru, a science-loving middle schooler. Awai-chan and her separate personality. Human face Awai-san, an experimental assistant creature. Usagi, an intelligent, unconventional rabbit creature. And Suzuki-kun and Sasaki-kun, indistinguishable slipper creatures. The main content is a comic strip following these characters. The strip begins with characters seemingly asleep, discussing how memorizing things while sleeping is effective. This leads into a humorous sequence involving the strange phrase, "A dog's butt is a banana cross-section," which is repeated and pondered upon waking. The rabbit character questions the meaning, and Guru Guru claims he read it in a book, calling it literary. The group is then encouraged to come up with a more wonderful phrase. Later, the cat character appears and reacts strongly to the idea of, "A cat's butt is mayonnaise," demanding everyone stay away from its posterior. The strip concludes with the characters waking up and exchanging morning greetings, with a final strange phrase or exclamation from Guru Guru. The bottom of the page provides the website address for the creator, Yumiko Uekusa. This page features the Guru Guru Creature comic strip, diving into the quirky world of Guru Guru and his companions. The comic explores the idea of subtle suggestions influencing behavior, humorously depicting how irritation from hunger might be perceived as someone else's doing, or how tiresome exhaustion leads to unexpected cheerfulness, explained away as simply being part of the specifications, a term redefined as an excuse for unavoidable glitches. The strip culminates in a moment of rising irritation and the appearance of several unusual creatures referred to as Ogori. The page also introduces several other distinct Guru Guru creature characters. These include John Pkun, a tough delinquent type who absorbs adolescent anxieties. Otakun, a flamboyant reptilian troublemaker. Mochi Mochi-kun, a paragon of patience and hard work who is popular with women. Matoi-kun, a ghost creature born from the materials in Guru Guru's bag whose emotions are immediately visible. And Dandy-kun, a crustacean who looks sturdy but is surprisingly fragile, rumored to be Mochi Mochi-kun's rival. The bottom of the page notes that the Guru Guru Creature comic book is currently on sale. This page features the bi-weekly column, Growing Up in Various Ways, by Izumi Takemoto. It opens with New Year's greetings and wishes for a year with few troubles. The top section includes a comic strip focusing on the GameCube and The Legend of Zelda, humorously noting that the game appears to be selling better than the console itself, and the difficulty of finding friends who own a GameCube. The main part of the column recounts the author's challenging year in 2002, particularly regarding technology issues. It details a PC hard drive crash early in the year, resulting in the loss of work data and address book information. This loss was only realized at the end of the year while preparing New Year's cards, leading to panic. The troubles continued as the printer broke down while attempting to print the cards, forcing the author to buy a new one. The column concludes with hopes for a better year in 2003, specifically wishing for a year free from machine troubles. The author also mentions having drawn about 20 color pages during the recent year-end and New Year holiday period. This page features a compatibility fortune-telling corner running from January 17th to January 30th, titled Akasaka's Kitamae Dorimaga Compatibility Fortune-Telling. It offers readers a chance to check their compatibility with magazine characters and see their fortune based on their zodiac sign. It highlights the best and worst compatibility signs overall. A special section features a character birthday, specifically Yuka Sakurano, from the visual novel Ever 17, The Out of Infinity, noting her birthday on January 21st and a brief description related to her actions potentially being hampered by lack of funds or planning. The main part of the page is dedicated to individual horoscopes for all 12 zodiac signs. Each sign includes a fortune for both male and female readers, along with a lucky color, a lucky item, and a rating for various aspects of life like money, health, love, work, and play, indicated by symbols representing excellent, normal, and not-so-good fortunes. This provides readers with personalized advice and lucky charms for the 2-week period. This page is all about reader appreciation, featuring a generous giveaway and a preview of the upcoming issue. For the giveaway, readers have a chance to win a variety of prizes. The top prize, for 15 lucky winners, is their choice of game software released up to January 30th, 2003, for systems including PlayStation 2, Game Boy Advance, GameCube, and Xbox. Other prizes include software for titles like Roommate Asami, t-shirts for Clock Tower 3, and an original Dorimaga design, a poster for the upcoming Guardian Angel, and even special phone cards featuring artwork from Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. The application details and a long list of winners from previous giveaways are also included. The page also previews the next issue, scheduled for release on February 14th. It promises a reflective look back at the Dreamcast era, revisiting classic titles and memories. The preview also hints at features on games like Interlude, Wind, A Breath of Heart, Princess Holiday, Sakura Wars, So Long My Love, and Cyber Troopers Virtual Marquez. It notes January 31st as that memorable day, suggesting a significant date related to the Dreamcast's history. Finally, the page includes the magazine's staff credits, listing the many people involved in putting the issue together. This page is a vibrant advertisement showcasing the incredibly popular Simple 2000 series on PlayStation 2. It prominently features box art for a wide array of titles, highlighting the series' diverse offerings from Volume 1 all the way up to Volume 20, alongside other related titles. The core message emphasizes the series' massive success, proudly announcing over 10 million units sold worldwide. Priced at just 2,000 yen plus tax each, these games offered incredible value, making gaming accessible to everyone, as the large vertical text suggests, AT, which translates to more games in life. The collection shown covers a broad spectrum of genres, including board games like mahjong, shogi, chess, and go, sports titles like billiards and rugby, puzzle games, racing, and even action games. It's clear the series aimed to provide simple, fun, and affordable experiences, catering to a wide audience. It is also a small mention of the Simple 100 series for mobile phones, offering a similar low-cost gaming concept on a different platform. This page effectively communicates the series' reach and value proposition. This page is an action-packed advertisement for Shinobi on PlayStation 2. The striking visual features the protagonist, Hatsuma, a ninja of the Oboro clan, dramatically breaking through a barrier of sharp shards, possibly representing the shattered fabric of reality or his own inner turmoil. The tagline, translated as, "What is cut and torn is the heart," emphasizes the game's focus on intense combat and potentially deep narrative themes. The description highlights the game's atmosphere, comparing the cold gleam of the blades to sorrow and the character's crimson scarf to determination. It speaks of a heart captivated by the story and senses liberated by swift, deadly action. The game is described as a drama of the battles of those who bear destiny, and features a killing art combat system created by the player's elegant attacks. Shinobi is listed as a killing art action genre game, priced at 6,800 yen excluding tax, and published by Sega and developed by Overworks. 3 small screenshots at the bottom left give a glimpse of the game's environments and enemy types. The ad proudly states that the game is now on sale to critical acclaim. Contact information for Sega and their official website and online store are also provided.